Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode here. We will be continuing the talks on abortion. Last time we had Freely Ashley and Kari Gonzalez with us. Turned out to be a really good topic. They made me question my thoughts about it, and I hope I did the same with them as well. Today, though, we have the men with us. Now, they always say no uterus, no opinion. Well, first it was, men can't have an opinion. Then it's no uterus, no opinion. Well, today we're going to prove them all.
Now, so
Right.
I get an opinion.
Do I really count as a man, though? That's my question.
You count as both, I guess. But you still don't have a uterus, so there we go.
Hey, neither do transgender women, but hey, you don't hear me complaining.
I'm going to complain. But with us today, of course, we have the other guest, our other host, Abel Garcia.
Oh, I guess I'm just guess now.
I like
You're not ready yet.
on that though. I like the way that the inflection that he put on that, but you don't hear me complaining.
Oh, dude, we have some really weird talks. So yeah,
It was just the slightest hint. It was
like I said, he's a double agent. All right.
suave. It was suave, sir.
I could also be reverse Blair White. I'm just saying.
I just wanted to give respect where it was due, because that was very subtle but well done.
Also with us today, we have another person from TikTok that I've met. He goes by 1776. How you doing today?
Oh, I'm still waiting on my government issued crack pipe.
Jesus
Hey,
Christ.
at least you didn't get your California issued breast implants.
I've been waiting for the special edition Hunter Biden one, like where the first rock smoked out of it was by Hunter Biden himself,
No,
but
that would be Parmesan cheese.
it's
All right,
dug
this is
deep
how
in the
it's gonna be,
carpet for
guys.
that one.
This is how it's going to be today.
Yeah, sounds
I
about
told
right.
you were gonna regret asking me on to do this thing, man. This is gonna go so far off the rails, it's not even gonna be funny.
Oh, it's going to be hilarious. It's going to
Well,
be
yeah,
hilarious.
Yeah,
The question
it's a
is-
good thing it's not on TikTok though, because we wouldn't last a minute.
The question will be... will
Well,
YouTube
technically,
allow
isn't
this?
TikTok just a minute, though?
Yeah, unless you do lives and everything like that. But in 3 minutes, they've actually added 10-minute videos in there, but nobody pays attention to anything that's more than a minute and a half.
Well,
2 minutes.
in order to have 10-minute videos, you have to be a private account.
Ooh. So there's no point in that then, because you can't grow it.
Exactly.
But let's go ahead.
Yeah, to be,
What?
I was just gonna say, to be fair, TikTok is just like 1 minute videos, 30-second videos.
Yeah,
99% of it's
It depends.
stupidity.
It depends.
you find the
A lot of
right
my videos are well over a minute. But I've in the short videos that I've put out, which, like you said, most people respond to or interact with or see the most, that's where what I've said in those videos has caused people to stop and actually listen to those longer videos and hear what I'm saying.
Right.
So
If you're not getting banned constantly.
Like a certain
that's why there's
senpai.
3 accounts.
Look, I've had one already banned. My second one's already got an account running. My third one's up and running. But yeah.
I'm debating whether I should make a TikTok now. I'll get banned pretty quick.
Dude, it can be a lot of fun and a lot of degeneracy all at the same time.
It's funny to me because I've only been on TikTok, maybe 3 months at most. Like, I didn't even have the app before that, and I got on, and that first account kind of went crazy, and people comment, "Oh, well, you're a larger creator," and I'm like, what? I'm looking at people with millions of content, like millions of followers and stuff like that. The first one was at 11K. This one's, I think, at 16. I'm like, okay, that's not larger. That's just okay. Some people actually like to hear what I have to say about shit, but
Right.
you know, then I had a person that was like had a larger following that actually I duetted one of their videos, and they were like, "Whoa, I'm kind of having a fangirl moment." You have a larger following than I do. How are you having a fangirl moment? Like,
It happens, dude. It happens.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I appreciate the support and shit like that. That's awesome. It's just kind of awkward for me because I've been saying all of this shit to anybody who would listen for how long, and TikTok done fucked up and let me say it to a wider audience.
It's getting, yeah.
I had no idea people actually thought like this. Like, oh, okay, you're giving me something to work with.
And this is why we have what we're doing right now, bro. But let's go ahead and get into this. Everybody's gonna have a chance to speak on this, kind of like what we did last time.
Are you sure though?
Ashley, yes. Yes, I'm sure. That's the whole point of this. Abel,
well, I'm just saying with the
this.
topic I'm just saying with the type of topic it is today. Right? They're letting 3 men and talk about it, especially with one of them being white from Alabama.
Mexican
Like,
moved to Texas.
Are we all tiptoeing around this? Does somebody need to just go balls deep?
Oh no, I'm having fun.
We're all having fun. That's what we do here. But no, you don't have to tiptoe around this. It's just like the certain little guidelines and everything, of course, we got to stick by. There are things that cannot be said no matter what. But I don't think that's going to be a problem.
My view on the topic of abortion is the same as my view on anything else. Individual liberty and individual freedom. If your viewpoint requires some sort of force or somebody else to infringe upon another person's ability to act of their own free will, in my personal opinion, it's probably a shitty view.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I get that, but let's start with this. When does life begin to you?
See, this is why I don't talk about the topic too much, because I don't have skin in the game. There are several different arguments that can be made for when life begins. Obviously, we primed that talk early on. You have the perspective of when you have 2 different genetic sequences that are coming together when sperm meets egg, which literally it's 2 different things merge, become one, it becomes something other. That's one form of a creation of new life. One form. Probably if you were going to label it, it'd probably be biological. And this is just from my understanding, basic things that I understand to be fact from things that I learned in my great government-sponsored education. Right? Because we all know how the government loves us and wants what's best for us, right?
Right.
As far as that goes. But biologically speaking, just on the biological aspect, that would be the first point of the creation of life. Then you have the chemical aspect. The chemical aspect of the body's and the mind's functions. When that starts, then you have the actual electrical impulses, which is what the mind and the body functions on, electrical impulses. When those synapses and all those nerve endings, they start firing and whatnot. Then you have the argument for the conscious aspect. You're never going to agree on which one of those points consists of that. You can potentially get a consensus once we can honestly assess all this shit without all the hysteria around it that's constantly perpetuated by the media and government-sponsored propaganda bullshit. But until people are ready to actually remove the emotional aspect and have the logical, open dialogue and discussion, it's going to be impossible to come to that. And it's going to also be kind of hard to impossible to argue with anybody who's truly believes in the Constitution and individual liberty that a government should make any freaking kind of attempt to make a decision on this at all.
I actually kind of agree. Like, government should not be in force of any of this kind of thing because this is an ethical and cultural discussion more than
Now, I will say
law.
this. Anything is constitutionally speaking, anything not specifically given to the federal government nor prohibited to it by the Constitution is to be left to the states.
Mm-hmm.
States make their own laws. With that being said, in light of this shit, I've seen some absolutely fucking heinous and ridiculous shit that people have prepped to put through legislation as laws in states. That is absolutely abhorrent on any level to anybody who believes in freedom and liberty.
Mm-hmm. Especially abortion after birth. Like that.
I'm talking on both sides.
Yeah,
I'm talking on both sides.
Like,
There's been some shit that where they wanted to just straight up ban contraceptives of all kind. They want, like, I'm saying some really ridiculous shit on both sides.
Of course.
The problem is that we are getting to this point of one side's extremism is literally fueling the other. It's a pendulum. It's a pendulum. Sorry. It's a pendulum that is ever increasing its freaking arc towards extremism on both sides. And with every freaking bit of it pushed left is pushing back on the right.
And I've brought that up because what we're going to be seeing is the rise of the extreme right because the left has gone so insane.
I'm seeing it. It's already happening on Twitter, and this is before the Elon Musk shit. You realize I had pictures. I saved it because I was going to make some content on TikTok about it, and then I just kind of was like, you know what? I'm going to leave this alone and monitor the situation. But this guy literally made the connection. And it was a good point at first. He said 10 years since legalizing same-sex marriages, and we are now defending against pedophilia.
Yep.
We have degraded ourselves to the point of pedophilia.
Mm-hmm.
And then he broke it down even further, and it went full. Like I said, he was making a legitimate argument to certain things, and then he just went full-blown Christian fundamentalist, like, out of the blue. I'm saying, like, this thing went nuts, and I'm like, wait a minute, you're saying you're being censored? People on the right are being censored on TikTok, but this man has a post and the following and the viewing that I'm seeing on this post, and you call the fucking hypocrisy out wherever you see it. I don't care where it's at because both sides are garbage.
They are. But Joseph Santos, dude, if you have the ability, if you want to jump in here, you can, dude. But he says, talking about the right goes back to the states. He says, belongs to the states or the people respectively. The 10th Amendment was written to protect any implicit rights under the Constitution, privacy by example, which is not anywhere in the Bill of Rights. Actually, okay. With this, I would say it goes back to the states to decide, and therefore the people within those states actually get to decide what their state has to say about it.
It's one of the fundamental concepts behind freedom of movement or travel. Because if you did not like the laws in a given state, the ability for you to pick up and go to a state that had laws that were more to your liking, because you got to understand, the United States was, we think of them as states. They were essentially independent nations that formed a union, a bloc, much like you're seeing with the European Union on the world stage now, or the various other blocs that are forming. This is the kind of the fundamental aspect of how the United States formed. These individual states, they already had their basic fundamental governments. The federal government was formed after the fact.
Right.
And in order for the federal government to be formed, the Bill of Rights, which is the first 10, there were actually 12 originally, 10 were ratified. And then there's debatable things beyond that, but that's a whole nother conversation.
Right.
But this is the thing. They've made it so difficult to be able to have open dialogue on these conversations because they've murkied the waters and muddied the waters of these conversations with cries of wolf, of racism, hatred, bigotry, oppression, and all these other things. It's those smoke screens to prevent people from actually being able to have conversations that create meaningful change in anything.
Yeah, I definitely totally agree with you. But when does life begin to you, Abel?
That is a good question. I don't have that answer. From a religious standpoint, people say from the moment of conception. Legally here in Texas, which I prefer over California as of a week ago.
Now that you're there.
It is 6 weeks.
That's
so
why I'm so hard up about that magazine.
Yes.
I listen, I understand you on a level that I could not express on here without violating laws.
Yeah.
Here in the state of Texas, it is you have 6 weeks to have an abortion. After that, you are no longer allowed to have an abortion due to the heartbeat bill.
Well, yeah,
So
but I mean, I feel like that takes it a little bit too extreme, and we'll get into that a little bit later as well. But
now there are other states that have it. It could be considered worse or better. Some have it before.
It's hilarious to me, like, that we have these debates without actually considering traditional viewpoints. And I don't mean just like traditionally conservative. I mean, really, let's look back at the history, not just of America, but of Europe and anywhere else. Do you know what would happen to a woman who had become pregnant out of wedlock in many time frames? Hell, in some nations in this world, specifically the Middle East, to not be married and end up pregnant. And we are literally like, this is kind of like when that term privilege gets thrown around here, I laugh because we don't understand. Like, if you are even in fucking America, you are privileged beyond all belief, because you can sit here and have an opinion and an argument over this, but dear God, if you don't cover your face as a woman in some parts of this world, they will not only beat you senseless, rape you, stone you, and leave you out in the road to die, but you also can't go to school and whatnot.
Right.
But,
well, I mean, even in biblical times, like that's one of the things. I'm agnostic. I'm not really a believer. I'm open to the belief, but there's a lot of things about that just I have a lot of questions with that nobody can really answer, and that's one of them. During the Okay, so Immaculate Conception, God created Jesus through Mary, right? Without her consent, number one. So
don't New Testament me. It makes my spine curl. If you wanted to,
I'm not going that far. I'm just saying, like, okay, if
all I can say is Council of Nicaea.
If God created Jesus without the consent of Mary, in today's world, would that not be considered rape?
That's a Me Too movement right the hell there.
Okay, now. At a time,
and not only that, that's considered a gang rape because there were 2 angels that delivered that message with that. You know what I'm saying?
Jesus. All right, we're going there. All right.
All right. Well, we just pissed off the Christians.
Oh yeah, that's gonna happen. But
listen,
at a time
I don't care who you are. If you're left, right, centrist, listen. My views will probably piss all of you off, but I'm going to be absolutely honest.
That's what I'm looking for.
Well, you won't disprove me.
But Christians are pissed, but the Jews are happy.
At a time when, back then, having a child out of wedlock was considered a capital offense. Like, you were put to death for that. Yeah. You're going to sit there and tell me that the story of Immaculate Conception didn't come about because Mary and Joseph created a kid together? And because they didn't want that out, and Mary didn't want to be put to death, Joseph didn't want her to be put to death, you're going to sit there and tell me that happened?
That type of thing was also common when something like that happened, someone being willing to cover for that individual for whatever reason, whether it was payment or whatever. That's also something that was common at the time. You're also talking about something that wasn't considered illegal, prostitution being a regularly occurring thing everywhere.
Right.
you're talking about a fundamentally moral code of a time. You know, like I said, you're talking about what's right and wrong, where that's a culturally accepted or culturally understood thing. For example, a thief in America getting caught, what are they going to do? Slap him on the wrist? You know, give him restitution, maybe some community service, tell him to be a good boy. In the Middle East, you get caught stealing. What are they going to do? They're going to chop a finger or a hand off.
Right.
Let that be a lesson to you, and it's considered just and righteous.
Yeah, you're correct about that. You know, it's just from our standpoint here in America, we, like you said, we are damn sure privileged. We really are as far as that goes. But these conversations are, I mean, we're having one right now, but they're never going to end. Everybody's perspective is going to clash with everybody else's, no matter what. No.
Well, this is the thing. Another reason, if we're going to be absolutely honest about it, another reason that these conversations will never end is because science is also an ever-evolving process.
Right.
The scientific method, I know they don't teach it now these days, guys, but look it up. I mean, some independent research and some knowledge that's free to anybody who has an internet browser. Take advantage of it. It's
to
free.
be fair, the people with internet browsers are using it for something else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get a black light so you can at least study the luminescence of your semen, okay? You freaking nasty bastards.
Let's not.
But all right.
Hold up. I don't want this to turn into a Jackson Pollock painting. Let's not go this far.
You got a whole
You know what?
behind you. I commented on that. You don't think I already I'm like, yo, black light that right now.
I'm just gonna say
dust.
That looks like an amateur porn studio in the background if I ever saw one.
Look, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be the next Leonardo da Vinci. The only issue is they're gonna need a black light to see my artwork.
Oh my god!
What was that, Dick Casso? Do you remember that guy who was painting?
Yeah. And these are the conversations we have. Like, what the fuck?
Hey, listen, Hillary Clinton called us, what was it? Degenerate or deplorables?
Yeah, we are the deplorables, yeah.
I'm your hucklebearer, and yeah, I know I used the right term this time since everybody wanted to be all grammar Nazi with me when I said I'll be your huckleberry, and it's hucklebearer.
To be fair, that is actually correct. A huckleberry is somebody that takes you to your grave. A huckleberry is a fucking berry.
It was the movie reference I was going for because that is going to get the widest recognition of it. Right. It's only the fucking nerds, which I have an affinity and love for, that are going to be like, no, it's Hucklebearer. I'm like, bro, come on. You're ruining a cult classic moment reference for me. Don't.
You got a point. But yeah, I have to ruin that too because it's supposed to be Hucklebearer, but it was a fuck up in the movie.
Listen, it is the same damn thing as a actually and a fucking Karen. Just come on.
Yeah, the grammar Nazis, you don't know the difference between you and your...
things, but it's the same damn thing.
Yeah. But yeah, okay, all right. So, Abel, you think life begins at heartbeat then, right? Is that what you're saying?
I would say somewhere between those two. Okay. Between conception and 6 weeks.
Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and say it. It's statistically, I've made videos talking with this little nurse dude that I actually just went through today, who literally doesn't believe life begins till they come out of the womb. But what's up?
Okay, so we're talking about when life begins, right?
Right.
When does the endowment of one's rights, unalienable rights that are endowed to us, endowed upon us, and endowed to us by our Creator, when do those become applicable?
assuming that you believe, going off that whole religious kind of aspect as far as the unalienable rights, I would have to say when life begins.
Okay, but here's the question. You know, most of my content is geared towards, and people may disagree with me on this, but the fundamental bedrock of individual liberty and freedom is self-sufficiency and self-reliance.
Yeah.
If you are not completely independent and capable of providing any and all of your needs independently, you will always be at the mercy of someone else to do so.
Correct.
And therefore, they have that leverage against you. Therefore, the most independent and individual liberty you could potentially have is to be completely self-sufficient and self-reliant. With that being
100%,
said,
yes.
is a fetus not 100% reliant upon the mother through the time of gestation?
Yes.
At what point does the fetus become an individual?
To me, I'm going to say when a heartbeat begins, when the neurons start firing.
But here's the thing: when its very existence is intrinsically linked with that of the mother, can it be considered an individual? Now, this may be more philosophic than scientific, but it's a question to be asked. It's a question to be postulated and something to be considered. Because I believe 100% in defending and supporting individual liberties to all.
Yeah.
But it's a question that needs to be asked. At what point do you consider individuality? Because individuality on a psychological level, they're putting evidence out there that a fully developed individual, a fully developed brain doesn't happen until mid to late 20s. So
don't they say until 25?
Yeah, at what
20s? Yeah, 25. Roughly around that age is when it fully develops.
Oh, goddamn. Well, I'm 25.
And let's be realistic. How old
It's been since I was 18.
How old are you, Garcia?
25.
25? So theoretically speaking, he should not be, after this point, he should not be capable of changing his overall worldview and perspective of things. He's set in his ways at this point. And yet, this drastically of a change in his perspective of things at this point in life, well, that's indicative of a midlife crisis, right? According to what they try to tell you. So,
I guess, yeah.
They've
on you. I already had my midlife crisis.
But yeah, it just, to me, all right, look, every single form of life, everything, even down to single-celled organisms, they need help from other things, outside stimuli, especially from feeding and everything like that. Even the tree that you plant in the ground needs the nutrients from the ground. It needs the water from the atmosphere. It needs everything else to exist. Without those things, life would never be. Okay? So if you're talking about they have to be self-sufficient as a whole to be considered a person, then none of us are people. I mean, from that standpoint, because we all rely on each other to do different things that we can't do ourselves.
Not necessarily self-sufficient, but there's a difference. After birth, right? There's a certain level of self-sufficiency because, I mean, granted, it still requires somebody feeding the child, but at this point, it doesn't require that individual. You see what I'm saying? Like, right. It is now capable of being nursed beyond that point. Like I said, I'm not. Look, personally, do I support the concept? No, I think an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Are there certain situations where I would understand it? Yes. If I look at the numbers, can I argue without a shadow of a doubt that the number of those cases that actually exist or are reported are so beyond low to statistically support the entire platform of abortion? No.
Right.
But again, it's one of those things. individual liberty, and with individual liberty comes individual responsibility, and responsibility for your own actions. That's a lot of that's everybody wants to talk about their rights and all this, but nobody ever wants to acknowledge the responsibilities that come with those rights.
Right. But with those, as a matter of fact, before I get into that, Joseph Santos actually has a question here. He says, better question, at what stage is it human enough? That's a good one.
Are we talking weeks? Are we talking trimesters?
At what stage in development is it human enough to be human?
Get a consensus on what measure we're going to use for that, whether that's the biological, the philosophical, the religious, or the chemical, whatever. If we could get a consensus on what would be acceptable predominantly to everyone to be that measure, and then look at the evidence from that particular field, maybe we could have that genuine, like, okay, everybody, this is where we. But the problem is, there's so many diehard extremists that don't want to actually solve the problem. They're just.
Yeah. Joseph said he's asking Abel.
Hell is always aimed at me.
Joseph and
Okay,
Abel
just
know each
'cause
other. They've known each other for a
Just because
minute.
I was on vacation doesn't mean I have to answer all 100
Like,
questions.
you
Come on.
ain't getting taken easy. There's no ease back into this.
This is what happens when I take a vacation. So, obviously, the religious part of the religious community would say that it starts at conception. I know I could be wrong. The earliest has been 22 to 24 weeks that a child has been able to survive. Obviously, that is involving with medical assistance, but that is the earliest I have heard of a child being outside the mother's womb.
Okay.
Again, I could be
it's
wrong
human
on
enough when it comes out.
Human enough.
Well,
I mean,
that's a tricky.
Look, if you're talking just from the cycle of life aspect, it's human throughout the entire process because it's progeny. It came from human. The entire that's one of those very specifically loaded questions. It's very directed. In a court of law, they would be like, objection, leading the witness, Your Honor. That's it's human enough at that point, like not to pick apart it stuff.
Some people would say that it's a parasite until it leaves their body.
Yeah,
now, if you're in California, let me finish. Now, if you're in California, even at 20 days after birth, it's still considered a parasite that you can still remove. Just saying.
According to California, yes.
I think Jersey did something similar.
One of the Virginias also said that one. Can't remember which one.
But this is the thing. Look at it. Look at it. Tell me it's not all by design. You've got one set of group like California that goes to one extreme, and then you got on the other side, you got some of these people over here in this state or that state that want to go to the opposite extreme. Let's drive everyone ever closer to those extremes, and you can't be in the middle. You have to pick a side.
I have to pick one. I'm not going to go with the side that's murdering 28-day-old infants.
That's the illusion, my friend. You don't have to pick a side. They're both fucking corrupt.
Oh, no, I know. I'm telling you, but if I had to...
Encouraging and stop...
Hold on. There definitely is a middle ground to this. And I kind of lie into that middle ground. Like, we'll get into this a little bit more, but I lie in that middle ground because, okay, if you want to take something that doesn't have a heartbeat, something that doesn't have neurons firing, and go ahead and take that, I don't consider that a life. So I'm okay with it as far as that goes. The reasons why we can debate later, we can talk about later, but I'm okay with that. If you go to a point to where you want the child, all right, but medically there's something wrong with the child itself, like a birth defect or something, that if the child is born, let's say it only lives 3 to 5 years anyway, okay? If that child, is going to die, who am I to say you must have this child? You must go through these 3 to 5 years.
I've had that. I've considered that in the philosophical aspect. Would it not be more merciful to allow it in a case where some form of severe thing like that? But then, well, that's a story for another time. But
yeah,
again,
if it's not going to live more than a couple of years, let's say 3 to 5, just for roundabout, okay? If it's not going to live past
what would be an
point,
example?
Who am I to say that these parents must go through that pain of giving this birth, contributing to this life, watching it grow, watching it love, and then go through the pain of that loss, knowing it's coming, other than just saying, you know what?
But is it then there's also the question, is it not more righteous to give the individual that option, and then rather than put the decision on the early end where it's not the individual making the choice, put it on the back end where there's those bills that have come out for assisted suicide?
Oh, I mean, that's a different. Well, what's up, Daz?
What's up? My fault. My phone died.
You good?
I know you're paid.
Yeah, he had to put his on charge like right before we started this.
Yeah, I was about to put my phone right in the charger. I was about to hop right back in before say Samsung doo doo dum dum. I was like, all right.
But all right, let's catch up a little bit here. Des, bro, when do you think life begins?
Good question. Is up
to you personally? I mean, it's fuck all the facts, fuck all the everything, the consensus and everything. When do you think life begins?
Life begins when you take shit seriously.
Like, we're a human, a baby. We're not talking about us.
I like it.
A baby? Oh,
X.
I don't know. Like,
but you know what?
Baby? That's a good question. I don't know. Gotta think about it.
I respect the fact that that's the answer. Like, hey, look, I'd have to really think about it before I could give you an answer, and I still don't know.
A baby, I'm like, I don't know. That's crazy. Like a baby. I mean, for me, when I was a child, I didn't even think about it. I was thinking about being a kid, like enjoying life, like trying to find what is the happiness of life. Like that was my agenda as being a kid.
Right.
Like that's all it really counts, was being a kid and trying to find happiness and what is being a man, because that was the only thing that was on my mind. Like I want to be the man. I want to be the man in the house. I want to be the man every time. Like that was just me as a kid. And people just like, all right, sure, man. I see you, sure, man. That's it.
So before then, you weren't a person?
I mean, I wasn't living my dad ball sack. I mean,
we're not talking about like half the DNA you have right now.
I love the answer. I love it.
I was living my dad ball sack. I don't know.
Oh, this is definitely coming off YouTube.
I fucking love it.
What do you expect? You have 4 guys on this. You have. Come on, Drunken. You have 4 dudes here.
Look, I'm just.
No plan survives contact with the enemy, sir.
But no,
It's
I
better
mean,
than the Rick and Morty episode. I'm sorry.
well, no, you good, man. You good. This is why we're here. Screw it. I
No,
mean,
because this is the thing. His take on this right here, like even being asked, it put him on the spot, and he's just like, "Oh, you know what? Hang on, I got to think about it." You understand that is literally the perspective of a predominant majority of society. Like, bro,
yep.
it doesn't affect my day-to-day life. I really don't give a shit. And that is literally how most of society is. Right up until somebody that they deem important or that they follow on a social media app or they think is somebody that's worth something on that goddamn boob tube tells them that they should care about something. And then all of a sudden they do.
Right.
Yep.
Most of the people you come across in life are just NPCs. And if you don't know what that means, you are probably one of them.
Yes. Yes, you are.
Act
Honestly,
accordingly.
That is 100%. It's. I
But
mean,
which
that is your
one though?
catchphrase, yes, but
Which one though? Because over here, I get Grand Theft Auto over here every day.
oh well, he's a New York
It
guy,
all
so
depends which game you load up.
That's what I want to know.
Which game you loading up today? That's it.
but yeah, you know, like I said at the very beginning, this is something that's never going to go away. Everybody's take on this is different. Everybody's viewpoint is always going to be different. This is something that will never be codified 100%. We're never
But
going
it
to get
starts
to the
with the
bottom.
respect for one another's individual opinions. Because if you
Right.
can respect one another's individual opinions, then you can also respect one another's individual liberties. And that's more important.
Exactly. I mean, me and Daz have disagreed. Me and Abel have disagreed, and I'm pretty sure. Well, he just walked away. I'm pretty sure at some point we are going to
Right.
disagree. But it's the whole fact that, you know, especially with what we're trying to do here, it's bringing these kinds of conversations here to understand you and I are completely different. All of us are completely different. It takes it completely different. The fact that we don't agree, but we can still respect the opinion, respect the thought process, and the
Are we really
behind it.
different, though?
You have a beard. I don't.
Theoretically speaking,
3 out of 4.
theoretically speaking, especially if you like Einstein, all things are energy. Energy never dissipates, it only changes form.
That's true.
Everything is everything is energy, but everything is matter. Matter is energy.
Yep.
We're all made of the same shit.
Nothing
that's
can
how you-
be created nor destroyed. To obtain, one
So-
must first give up something of equal or lesser value.
It's interesting because if you did do any research into reincarnation, it kind of supports that kind of concept.
In quantum physics.
But it also brings to the whole point of there should only be a certain amount of souls. So once you go past that point, are they soulless?
Not necessarily. Again,
I'd say some of them are demonic.
That's an understanding from a perspective of our logical minds. You're saying souls. But if we're all the same thing, then each individuality would essentially be just one spark off of that source energy, so to speak. So there could be both countless and innumerous ones.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But yeah, Joseph
But again,
popped in. Yeah,
There
this
are
is.
NPCs out there, folks.
Oh yeah, there are
So
a lot.
that
of them.
explains that offset.
But he popped in a while ago. Sorry, I'm actually paying attention too much here. He says parasites are animals that live off a different animal. So yes, I mean a human life would not be a parasite. A growing baby inside the womb is not a parasite. It is the same species of animal
Listen,
reliant on the same species of animal. That is not a parasite. I don't give a shit what anybody
all
says.
hypocrisy wherever you see it. And referring to a fetus, okay, in
That's
the
all I was
womb
gonna say.
during gestation at any point in time, referring to it as a parasite is a hypocrisy of the highest freaking order. And it does
Oh, yes.
nothing but further the ability to abdicate responsibility for individual actions.
And
Yeah,
this is
Okay?
correct.
At the end of the day, you have to own your own actions.
Mm-hmm. That is personal responsibility. Which, once you get into that point, once you start actually owning up to your bullshit and starting to correct for it, it is incredibly free at that point. Because you are now responsible for yourself and nobody else can tell you any different.
Sadly, a lot of this generation don't care about responsibilities.
And this is
Listen.
why we're in this topic.
I'm going to tell you a story. This one time I went live. I was only half paying attention. I had some people in the boxes on my live. And I had an open box and just somebody that had hopped in 1 or 2 lives. It had a random, his name was Kami Killer, and his profile picture was some sort of fucking soldier thing, right? But I said, you know what? I kind of just opened up my live. Let him in there. I walked away from the freaking camera. I had my mods in there. I heard the voice and I stormed back over there. It was an 11-year-old freaking kid. 11-year-old kid that got in here. Now, Senpai, you know my content.
Right.
This kid got in here and started roasting the trolls on my live, saying, you know what? I'm 11 years old and I have to spend my time considering the Constitution and laws, researching and learning this shit because clearly the adults around me can't be trusted to figure this shit the fuck out.
Right.
I'm like, bro, you're 11
Shots
years
fired.
old. The only thing on your mind is that should be on your mind is getting your fucking homework done so you can get out there and ride your bike or shoot the ball or whatever it is that interests you. And he's like, no, I have to be concerned about this because I'm looking at everything that I know and everything that I love and I'm watching it all circle the fucking toilet. What?
That's the generation we need.
That was, dude, instantaneously, that was both the most soul-crushing experience while simultaneously being the most hopeful experience for all of humanity that I have seen in forever.
Uh-huh.
It was great. He just laid into everybody in there, and I was like,
Yep.
I want to meet your parents, sir. I owe them a beer or two.
That is the generation we need, though.
Tequila for me.
By the way, he's saying, you're saying you should be just getting your homework done and going to play. That is his homework, though. To understand the basics of this, to understand how and why we've come to this point in life.
Not according to our education system.
No, our education
Trust
system
in that government-funded babies.
Our education system is worried about teaching kids to be racist before they even know the history of the country.
No,
and deciding
not
what gender you
anymore.
are.
Harder, daddy.
Nowadays is how comfortable are they with sex?
Mm.
And then they can pick their pronouns and they're in one of the 7.8 billion genders.
7.8 billion.
Garcia, were you born you were born and raised in America?
Yeah.
How much a year of actual have you been to Mexico?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
just
just
came
came
back
back.
on vacation too.
Have you researched gone to any of their stuff and actually researched their genuine history?
No.
How come?
I'm an American.
No. It's for no other reason than to be able to do a comparative study of how their history is written in comparison to how ours is written for same overlapping places. And Texas is an excellent example. It's an excellent case study.
Being a border state, yeah. I mean,
Well, to be fair, I was also in California. That's also a border state.
How much different will the two stories be?
Well, similar. I mean, if you think, I remember while I was watching this. Oh, Eddie Griffin. I don't know if you know this guy, Eddie Griffin, the comedian, but he was making the jokes about California or Texas or anything sound like Spanish in America. Then he was going in. It's like, dude, think about how I say it, like California. Spanish. Like y'all niggas need to know the history when you saying California or Texas or, and he was going deep and it's like that's true. Like the way how California and Texas is similar. Like it's the biggest state. It's the biggest state in America, and a lot of history is relating to Mexico and American history.
Technically, Texas is not a state and cannot be a state constitutionally.
True.
Why is that?
Because you can't break up other states to create another state or take over a territory of another nation to create another state, constitutionally speaking. So technically, snatching up part of Mexican territory in Texas was, that's why Texas holds the title of Republic of Texas. It's kind of still separate.
Mm-hmm.
But there's this general belief that has been lightly fluffed throughout your education system to give you let you draw your own conclusions or keep you believing certain things that aren't necessarily true.
Right. All right, we got Joseph back in here. He says, I know a few things about Mexican history. For starters, they have a constitutional republic like the U.S. Both the U.S. and Mexico made the same mistake so far. They centralized too much power in the executive branch. Now the tyrants just need one area of government to take over.
No, this is a problem. They've compromised and corrupted all three branches of government in various ways. Mm-hmm. You see, there was a separation of powers. You had the legislative, the executive, and the judicial.
Yep.
A lot of people don't realize this, and they put their faith in our Supreme Court. But the problem is the Supreme Court and our entire judicial system has been compromised because they now function on case law rather than individual case-by-case basis, and whether or not it coincides constitutionally speaking.
Right.
Now, essentially, what we do is just say, what is the preponderance of previous cases that kind of are similar say about this and what decision was made, and we're going to go with whatever the popular opinion was on that.
That should not be... No, that Supreme Court lies outside of everything of that. There should be no reason why the Supreme Court needs to go off of popular opinion for anything, because they are supposed to rule on the merits of the Constitution itself.
They were not supposed to be political in any consideration. But here's the thing. People don't realize that you've got judges that are politicians or that have served as district attorney or public defenders or lawyers that run for judge's office that are clearly politically motivated one way or another that end up in your magistrates and stuff like this. I'm not one of those people that in any case believes voting is going to make any difference whatsoever. But if it is going to make a difference, it is going to make a difference on the smallest scale, your local communities.
Right.
That is where it matters.
Your school board elected officials, your mayors. Once you get into governors and things like that, that's when it becomes murky as hell. And really, your vote
ain't going to run into these motherfuckers walking down the street, then it's not the level you're trying to be at.
Right.
Because the people that have to walk down the same streets as you ain't going to scumbag you when you're willing to punch them right in the mouth as you walk by them. Act accordingly. And I'm one of those people that firmly believes that everybody needs to be punched in the mouth, including myself once in a while, to bring themselves back down to earth every once in a while. It's a truly humbling experience.
Hey, Drunken,
more than I should.
Drunken, I'm going to go to Alabama soon.
Why are you doing that?
Yee, why not?
Your face?
Why do you want my face? That's disgusting.
He's gonna come and crash on your couch just to embarrass you in public one day.
The things we were already talking about before this went live, that worries me. What he just said fucking worries me.
Are you really surprised I'm a Mexican from California?
Dirty Sanchez.
All right, this has gone way off the fucking rails. We are nowhere
I'm gonna
near
give you a reverse Dirty Sanchez.
No, you're not.
Wait, is that the prolapsed anus one, or is
God
that?
damn it! Here we go. I tried to close this before it began.
All I will say is that you have to ask Drunken after I leave Alabama.
No, it's not happening. Joseph says
Can't say
case law
never.
doesn't apply to the U.S. Supreme Court. No,
Wait, what did he say?
case law does not apply to the U.S. Supreme Court. No, because they're supposed to
No.
look at everything constitutional wise. They're supposed to,
No,
say,
but
does
what
this
it is-
follow a law?
What a lot of the judicial system is based on is precedent.
Yeah.
That's a lot
It-
of what our judicial system is based on. Yeah.
It is a very corrupted system. The Bar Association is a foreign entity. It is not a constitutional entity. The law, the judicial system, whether it was the criminal or the civil aspect, was supposed to be readily accessible to even the most simple-minded among us, the layman among us. You were supposed to be able to walk off of the street. That's why they had terms like informa pauperis, the fact that you were too poor to be able to fund petitioning. So can I offset this cost to let my petition go through? These are all terms that you can learn. They're basic law terms, but you have to actually like look at a law dictionary, and then it's a rabbit hole to go down that, because you start going back into earlier editions of law dictionaries and things meant very different definitions than what they have now.
Right.
There's a lot. There's color of law is a very interesting thing, and
Yeah, he's
don't-
kind of real versed on this kind of shit.
they don't
For
yeah,
this
they don't
content,
teach you
yes.
shit. They don't teach you shit. But this is the problem you run into with government funded education. Think about it. All of us are fucking clueless on what we're doing in life. We're all floundering and trying to figure it the fuck out. Everybody from Gen X to the current Tide Pod generation. And the same fucking people that were responsible with
Wait, is the
giving-
Tide Pod generation the millennials or Gen Z?
That
does
kind
it
of
even
mixes.
matter at this point?
That mixes. I mean, I'm not Tide Pod generation because I know not eating Tide Pods, but I know people that have.
I mean,
So-
technically, I guess I'm considered millennial from being born in '88. Technically, I fall into millennial, but I'm more. I mean, people. I guess I associate more with disgruntled Gen Xers. You know, I don't know.
I only ask because I'm technically Gen Z.
Gen Z. Oh yeah, I guess maybe that's what I don't know. It's all label shit, and I
I'm
Don't
born
take-
in '97, and I'm technically the first batch of Gen Z.
I identify as an asshole. Okay, and I think asshole kind of spans all generations. So I'm covered no matter.
like we were saying at the beginning, hey, during gestation, the asshole is the first part that forms. I never worked past that.
Some of us never evolve.
But yeah, we've gone way off the
But it
fucking
shouldn't.
rails.
It shouldn't. Wait, listen. That should not be held against us and made us to be prosecuted in society and civilization just because we weren't afforded the privilege to evolve beyond it. Like, do not oppress us because of this. It is so intolerable and intolerant of such the tolerant society that we're building here. This utopian tolerance that really leaves room for all, and us knuckle dragging cavemen
Wait,
feel like we don't have a place here anymore.
can we start an asshole phobic moment? Can we do that? That would be great.
Seriously. Can we get a little support there, LGBTQ
Right.
alphabet soup? I'm sorry, I'm not
This
disparaging.
is coming down. I don't,
No, I'm not trying to be disparaging, but I'm honest. Like, it's hard to keep up with everything, and
It is.
these letters are changing faster than the acne on my back in high school.
Well, we've gone way off the fucking rails. Let's bring this back a little bit here. All right, so we all have differing opinions about when life begins. We're still not totally 100% certain in that aspect, okay? So if we can't define ourselves when life begins, everybody's views are different.
then how could you ever make a law that would justifiably represent the people?
That's where I was going with that. But
which is why the government should not be involved with it at all. And at this point, it should be left to an individual liberty, because at this point, if you have to use your religious views, your moral standings, or any other philosophical or political belief, if it requires someone else's individual liberty being infringed upon and their ability to act of their own volition, it's a shit fucking opinion.
yeah. Oh, look, he came right back at the right time. All right, next question.
I'll be right back.
Okay, well, I'm going to start with Daz.
I got a tinkle.
This is what we're doing. All right, Daz. If we can't really agree on when life begins as a whole and anything like that, let me ask you a serious question as far as this is concerned. Of course, the government shouldn't be involved in anything as far as deciding when our futures are. When do you feel it's okay for abortion to happen?
Bro, how I feel about abortion?
No. When do you feel like it's okay for it to happen versus when it becomes basically the murder of an unborn child, or however you want to put it? When do you feel like it's okay enough for you?
Abortion is okay with me. I have no problem with abortion. I think, well, all right. I'm gonna say my cons and pros about abortion. Like, for the good things about it is it help women. Sorry, it help women to feel like they have opportunity and feel comfortable, and not even the woman, even the male, her sexual partner will be happy if they do abortion. I don't like abortion because you're killing a bunch of babies, and especially Black women are having a hard time dealing with childbirth because Black women for childbirth, the death is way too high.
It outweighs the birth. It outpaces the birth at this point.
Yeah, but the bad thing about abortion is you're killing people. Sometimes you fucking up great relationship because of abortion. You're not giving the kid what is the meaning of life, or giving the opportunity to experience what is life. And I want to go back what the guy say. Tell you on the box, like, this life is a parasite. Like, you kind of treating like abortion like a parasite in a way. So, but for me, I kind of want to change the rules of abortion. Like, I think people should have abortion if you get raped, or you really can't say like, yo, I can't really take care of this kid. Like, I really can't take care of this kid. Like, I don't have the home, or I can't defend I can't. Like,
that's absolutely another question to have, because if you're going to talk about the responsibility of parenthood, being able to be financially responsible in order to provide accurately and fulfillingly for a child. You know what I mean? Like I said, there are a million and one different avenues to play devil's advocate. I don't know if anybody else has seen that video. It was one of those on the street takes, and they said, hey, how do you feel about abortion? It's a woman's choice. Well, what about at this amount of time? What about this amount of time? And this lady was like, a mother's choice. I mean, this lady asked this broad until like
2-3 years.
What about into adulthood? It's always a woman's choice. And I'm like, you know what? We have gone so extreme that I dig it. why don't we do this late-term abortion that you're talking about of everybody that supports abortion so that we can make everybody who wants abortion happy?
Yeah.
You just solved the whole issue. I'm sorry, that's comedically offensive, but either you were absolutely cracking up at that one or you were so horribly offended that I'm going to have all of my accounts banned before I can even log back on.
Like I said, this one's coming down. But no, all right.
But I just want to finish it off like
Sorry.
my idea as abortion, the thing I want to change about abortion is all right, say that you can't raise a kid, you don't have the financial or don't have the strong will for it, right? I think babies should be in the hospital and use that as the living home, because we not investing enough in medical fields. Like, we investing more in weapons or drugs. So, and then we're not even investing in housing.
Well, that's an issue with government priority for funding.
Right.
Government, whenever
We'll
anything
give 40 billion to other countries, but we won't spend that 40 billion in our own
well,
country.
I mean, look at the funding for all new advancing
now.
technologies and how the funding is being used for its application in development. They will funnel money into the development of technologies for militaristic purposes while putting anything that would be beneficial to humankind on a shelf. They will ring it for every bit it's worth in a military aspect, while simultaneously anything that would be beneficial on a medical scale will get put on the back burner, and we'll only get that later. And even that is sometimes being used as a weapon because, your whole jibby jab, your Fauci ouchie was a product of CRISPR. If you don't know what it is, look it up.
Yeah. We've already had that taken down. But, all right, so let's go back to, you're okay with abortion, Des?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm okay with it. I have no problem. Yo, man, I have no problem if people feel like they want to kill somebody, yo. I don't like it, but shit. If you can't take the fucking responsibility of another human being life, then you should not deserve it. You shouldn't deserve having a baby.
Here's the question, Des.
You brought
At
that
what
up.
point-
Wait a second. You brought that up. Didn't the purge happen in New York in the movie?
Which movie? They've got movies and
Purge.
shows about it now and
The movie
everything.
The Purge. Didn't that not take place in New York?
Yeah.
No, which one? That's what I'm asking. Which purge? Which purge you
First
talking
one, I
about?
think it was.
Oh,
The first one? No.
The first one, not
No.
like the first purge or anything like that. Like the first time that actually came up. Like I believe that did take place in New York. So here we go.
You mean the
We-
hypotheticals?
yeah.
Yeah.
So here we go. We got a New York guy saying, "Let's get the purge going."
No, that was me that yelled that. I'm not New York.
Oh.
Wait, where are you from?
Person in New York. I'm like, wait.
I'm in
Oh, like,
Michigan.
wait,
I'm
I'm trying to
originally
figure out
from
when you
Pennsylvania, but I live in Michigan now.
Okay.
I bought a property. Much like your situation there, Garcia. I needed to get out of the communist state of Pennsylvania, and
only to wind up
let me
in the
just
communist
say-
state of Michigan.
moving. Listen, where I'm at in Michigan, it feels like a fucking breath of fucking freedom. Let me tell you.
True. Depending on where you are, in Michigan.
Now, I want to get back to this. So, you're okay with abortion as far as that concerns, because if somebody doesn't feel financially responsible enough to take care of that child, you do realize that there are other alternatives. Now, those alternatives have problems as well, but you do realize you don't have to end a life just because you don't feel like you're financially able to take care of that child, right?
But that's why I say some people don't have the strong will. Like I see a lot of women don't have a lot of strong will, and a lot of women can't do shit from themselves. So if you
But the
can't do
question
shit
is-
for yourself, how you gonna do shit for the baby?
Men as well.
So here's a question for you, Des. At what point does that responsibility kick in? when you know before even having sex, the very real possibility that the act of having sex could potentially result in fertilization and therefore becoming pregnant, right?
Right.
At what point is that personal responsibility? Does that recognition of personal responsibility kick in? Because we've abdicated that personal responsibility in the act of coitus to the after the fact, and oh well, now I'm pregnant. Now we need to talk about responsibility.
Yeah.
The thing is, I just want to remove the hypocrisy from all of the conversation on both sides. You know what I mean? And it's kind of It's kind of hypocritic or fucking hypocritical. Yeah, that too. Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation about the Hippocratic Oath. Way to go, docs. But that's a whole nother conversation.
Do no harm first.
A whole nother type of hypocrisy.
Honestly, that is. You all just gave me an idea for another video.
Do you not understand that the whole topic is literally just a landmine field of hypocrisy?
Every bit of it. Yes.
Well, to answer your question for both of y'all, I mean, just for me, I really can't say something about for a woman, but
as a guy, I'm going to chase that nut.
For me as a guy, like, all right.
Like, let's be real about it. As a guy, I'm going to chase that nut.
No, it's not even trying to keep the nut. It's not that. Like, when my dad told me and somebody else told me that I might get really very sexual, but fuck it. Like, my dad say, pussy is pussy, nigga. Like, straight up, pussy is pussy. Until you put in have that feeling for love, having that mind space for that person, and having a soul for that person, then that pussy is yours. And you got to have responsibility to care on that pussy.
But then again,
I came from a very abusive household, but there was one thing that they did, a few things. But one of the things that they used to do that kind of hammered that point home to me was they'd walk my ass down the fucking baby aisle and tell me to take a look at these motherfucking prices before you think about sticking your dick in something without wrapping it the fuck up. Because we ain't helping you, motherfucker. We ain't helping you at all. Your ass is on your own if you do that. You gonna take responsibility for your shit.
Yep. And that's kind of what he's, the whole personal responsibility thing. I mean, the act could result in a birth. I mean, it is your responsibility to
That's
make
like
sure.
that dumb broad that used Gorilla Glue in her hair.
My God, you're going to bring that. Okay, we're doing this.
I'll go there. I don't care.
Wait, so if I use Gorilla Glue right now and bitch about it on the internet, will I get the same treatment?
That's what I'm saying. Well, listen, you
Dude,
might.
I'm going to shame the shit out of you if you try to put Gorilla Glue in your hair for styling gel. Stop it.
We're definitely going to shame you, but we're going to support you in getting paid for it.
You know what?
You have a point.
Because you know what I mean?
Here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do.
For your stupidity.
With an onion
gonna
and
get Gorilla Glue
towel trying to tear you up and shit like that. We're gonna be sobbing and everything because we know you and you're such a great person. We got you. Get paid. Break down.
I'm gonna try to get $10 million for that, and I'm gonna put my hair all the way spiky up to here.
No, please don't.
I think you should. If you really gonna, if you really
gonna seek help from Senpai,
you should do it on your couch.
Say what? Say that again.
If you really want to go viral with the Gorilla Glue, I think you should do it with your couch.
Oh, the pubes.
With your douche, your taint.
Yeah. Ow.
Yeah, I could do the pubes, but I think I might get some.
A lot? I don't know.
I might have some collateral damage because there ain't much space downstairs.
Hey, You want abortion?
What?
Do I?
Oh,
Yeah.
she's.
They want a perspective. It's an open perspective. Do you want to shoot your shot?
She can.
Oh, she's
Or he-
welcome.
Go for it.
Say your own opinions or what you think. Have a conversation.
Mine don't vary.
I'm about to go smoke this shit.
That's a cigarette, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, it is. I prefer rolling my own because it ends up being more natural and less chemicals involved in.
Hey, Drunken, how old are you
in
again?
this one.
I'm 36. Yeah, see, he's already smoking the Kansas sticks like I was.
I don't even know how old I am half the time without looking at my ID. I'm gonna be honest. Like I need my wife there to tell me
I'm gonna be
that.
honest. I'm all for abortions, only if it's up to 438 months and above.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't care, but don't be a fucking hypocrite and say that the man who contributed to that DNA doesn't get a fucking say. You piece of shit.
We were actually going to
Then
hit that
don't-
here in a minute, but
Don't decide to have have the child just to use it as leverage against that man for the next 18 years. Literally, do what you will, but don't be a piece of shit.
right. But let's go back. Let's backtrack just a few seconds here. This motherfucker just said he wants to abort me.
I wish I would have been aborted.
I'd love to be aborted. Someone come and abort me. Don't worry. If you wish it, the federal government will eventually do it.
Just like, like, let me put you in this bad camp.
So I clear our debt out.
All the wife asks Fed, listen, to whatever alphabet boy agency is watching this at this point, the wife is just simply asking, before you do this, number one, can you make it look like an unpreventable accident or something? Number two, can you wait a little bit for us to dig out of debt a little bit? And then three, can you wait for us to get the life insurance policy so that she can at least get the payout?
Or
Can we call
clear
him
out.
Hillary Clinton?
I mean,
Hey,
come on.
you took the words out of my mouth. I was just gonna say, just get some dirt on Clinton and you're good.
Listen, you know you're gonna come shock and awe. There's gonna be more than I can deal with. I'm gonna take a couple of you out with me, but we could really make it simple. I'll go willingly if you just make the family good after the fact. You know what I mean? Like, until then, we're at war, but whatever. Like,
We're kind
Make
of
your
talking about a
terms.
Waco situation going on here.
Oh, did I tell you I passed Waco on my way to
talking
Houston?
about- Listen,
I thought his
If-
window.
hold on. If you are an American citizen and you are not currently on a government fucking watch list, do you even fucking America?
Right.
Okay.
I have problems
Okay,
in every fucking
so-
airport. It doesn't matter.
They want me
So-
to bend over, spread them, and cough, and it ain't even at an airport. What are you talking about?
So, question: how
Alright,
bad of an
hold on.
idea was this? I put an AFT hat, take a photo of me entering Waco, and I post it on the internet saying "living the dream." I can't wait till I get
Oh.
hired, and then tag the ATF.
Dude.
Dude, listen, do you know how many people that I would have been able to share that with that view Waco as a tragedy that would have fucking laughed their ass off at that? That would have been, that's comedic gold right there.
How quickly would the FBI go after my ass after that?
The moment you press send.
You're already watching. It's okay.
Stemming the
For
FBI.
legal reasons, FBI, this
Right
is
now,
a joke.
listen, what is
What's that guy,
important there,
Snowden-
Garcia, is right
Snowden was
now,
in?
the federal government is looking at the screen saying we lost another good one.
I have my lighter.
What were you saying, Des?
No, I forgot what type of agency Snowden was in.
The CIA.
No, he wasn't CIA.
Yes, he was. He was CIA agent. He was Central Intelligence. Yes, he was.
It was analytics.
I thought
It
he
is-
before he became a whistleblower and a CIA agent. He was scanning. He was in the program of Big Brother. I forgot the name of the fucking shit. Before CIA, damn. American Dad was
on a reality show like Survivor or something.
I don't know.
No, there was a all right. Snowden was in an agency that he just watched people. Then he say, "Fuck that! I'm gonna be a whistleblower." Then that's when he went to Russia. I forgot what type of shit he was in. But anyway,
not too sure myself.
I'm checking up right now.
The funny thing is, the very specific information that Snowden released was one thing, okay?
He was a national security.
NSA. But the thing
NSA,
is,
that's
what
the one.
he was doing was just reaffirming things that have already been being said for decades about surveillance programs. Like all that stuff's being brought to the surface now. Like Five Eyes. I don't know how many people know of Five Eyes. That's an interesting thing to go ahead and look up. Five Eyes. There's, it's not okay for your government to spy on you, but if they make an agreement with 4 other countries that can spy on their citizens for them and then trade information amongst one another, well, see, they're not violating any laws then, right?
That was the whole point behind that, yes. But let's go ahead and bring this back again. All right, 17. Let me ask you the same question I asked him. When is abortion viable to you? When do you feel like it's okay and you would not have a problem?
Me?
You mean on the individual level or from the wider perspective? When would abortion be a viable?
Let's say somebody says they want to have an abortion. Okay. When along in the terms to you, would you have a problem with it? Even though I know you'd just be like, look, it's their choice, whatever. But when would you have that conscious decision, this is wrong?
I mean, probably at the point where you sign the paper that says you are acknowledging that you're terminating a life. But that's just,
Which is on every abortion paper
the entire procedure can't be done without you signing that paper that acknowledges it. But that's yeah. But they want to convince you that it's just a clump of cells, but you have to sign a waiver acknowledging that this is the type of fucking hypocrisy that I'm talking about with the whole fucking thing. Like we can't even have an honest conversation or open dialogue about it without pretty much everything involved with it just being some form of hypocrisy.
Yep.
Oh, it's okay in this instance, but not this instance. And then we're going to put up the single smallest fractional statistical outlier as justification for a whole institution, which we all know what's going on behind the whole drive for abortion. It's the medical experiments. Because nobody reads the fine print.
No, reads the term.
I'm too blind to read it, to be fair.
And what the amount of women that actually do say that they were raped to try to justify that abortion is not something that's actually looked into or pursued past that point. It's a box that you can check on a piece of paper and you're taken at your word. I personally know a woman who would go in every couple of months and say that she was sexually assaulted and she can't do this.
Is that your mom?
No, I'm here.
I like that. That was awesome.
Oh, you want to talk about your mama? You want to talk about mama?
No, we don't talk about mamas because we both have shitbag moms. We'll that's a never-ending conflict there. We've got endless stories of one-up, so yeah. Check this one out.
All right, Abel. Same question.
That just becomes essentially a giant sausage measuring contest, and
Well, he lost that fight.
Abel, same question.
What was the question again? I forgot the question.
He got distracted with all the sausage talk.
To be fair, the moment it started, I already lost. There ain't much to measure downstairs.
When I'm gonna avoid that. When do you feel like it's okay?
Senpai
And you
can't
would
get
not
control of
have-
this shit.
I'm trying.
I ain't ever getting invited on this podcast again.
You're always invited.
But when,
Garcia is gonna be like, "Come on, bro."
when do you feel like it is okay enough for you to not have an objective or objection to it at all?
That's very difficult for me because
When it ain't my baby.
I'm done.
That's the only time most people are gonna care is when it's theirs. Let's be honest about this.
Sadly, that is true. And damn it, I thought my co-host left.
I hate to be the voice of reason and burst everyone's bubble, but that is the reality. I'm here to slap you in the face with reality like a cosmic pleasure toy.
Joke's on you. I've already been slapped by reality.
Whoa.
You can't do worse than what it
Let's
did.
not go down that
Oh, I
road.
thought he was going to say pleasure toy, but I get what you're saying.
Man, it wasn't. I didn't have much pleasure.
No.
Can't really have much pleasure
Walk
either
it
way
the
now.
fuck back. Walk it the fuck back. Let's go back. Hold up.
Okay, to be
No,
fair,
there
I'm
is no to
sitting.
be
I
fair.
can't walk it back. I'm sitting.
Okay.
And I'm gonna be honest, this furry butt plug, it will hurt if I move.
Scoot
Said I'm not
it
getting
back.
up. Fuck that.
Like a dog trying to scratch and saying, okay, scoot it the fuck back. All right? No, hold up. Before we go way too deep in what the hell this is leading to, and I know where it's going, Abel. No.
Furry butt plug?
No. We're talking about deeper than that shit. All right?
We circled back like Jen Psaki to the butt plug.
I'm just gonna know that's just too much whole different level for me.
I'm gonna put 10 furry butt plugs with tails on me.
God, this
I'm
is-
gonna call myself a 10 tails furry.
He is so gonna start coming on the podcast
boy.
with butt plugs with tails on them and shit. Check this one out, Senpai.
Why am my head saying the song What the Fox Said?
Okay, so was
He's just collecting them for collecting's sake at this point.
This has gone too far.
When I go to Alabama, I'm gonna give Drunken one of them.
No, no,
Sending Christmas gifts to butt plug.
Oh my god.
We can share.
Get a butt plug,
How
and
did
you
this
get a
happen?
butt plug.
How did this happen?
anything look if you're brave enough.
No, I'm not brave enough.
It doesn't have to be brave. All you have to do is take it.
No.
Was this the podcast you were imagining when you asked me all this?
Absolutely fucking not.
Oh my god.
But I will admit it is entertaining as hell.
Here's
He's
the
gonna
voice
take it
of
like
the
a
people.
California man.
No.
And now you've got Mrs.
How did this turn into me?
me?
Wait a minute. How did this go from butt plugs to my butt? My butt don't want to be broken.
no. I guess you
Then
got
why are you
butt plugs, man. That's all I can say.
Why are you
Look,
blushing there, Senpai?
Look,
Because it's hot as hell right now. All right.
I'm pretty sure it's hot for other reasons.
Oh, this is kind of Cleveland. Oh my god, this is kind of Cleveland.
The beard and the tight t-shirt, isn't it?
That's exactly what it is. It's a black shirt. I got all kinds of lights going on.
He cannot wait till the Mexican shows him how to do it right.
Scott
It's got a
Pilgrim.
Scott Pilgrim shirt.
Scott Pilgrim is the butt plug.
You never answer the question, Abel. Come on.
I'm gonna get you that rainbow furry
That's
tail.
not the
butt
question.
plug.
That's not the question. That's not the question. The question is, when are you okay with abortion? Not putting a butt plug in my butt. All right?
So you're hoarding the butt plug?
That's exactly what's happening in this situation right now.
Look, I already got consent and approval from your cousin, sister, and grandma.
You have to get bodily autonomy, bitch.
My body, my choice.
Not when it goes to the California man with the butt plug.
I'm not in California. We're in Alabama.
Do you think somewhere in Florida someone has made a butt plug with an alligator tail off the back of it?
Yes, I can show you pictures.
Dude, there are 5.5-inch round butt plugs. Me and my wife went to a damn sex shop and I saw this. I'm talking diameter wise. Why does your asshole need... all right. Walk it back. Walk it back.
Oh. I have a 12-inch one, size in diameter, just for you.
Medically speaking, your ass can reach about 7.5 inches before taking damage.
This podcast was supposed to be the voice of reason, and then they invited me on here. Ass.
Don't use anything that doesn't have a cleared bottom, or you ain't getting it back without surgery.
Sex sent me to the ER.
I'm done. This is it. Ladies and gentlemen, we're done.
Yeah. To be fair, the podcast was already going downhill the moment he picked me as a co-host.
It was going downhill before it started. You invited me on here. You sought me out for this.
Look, it's not my fault he picked a California Mexican that's also a reverse tranny.
Yeah, damn it. This whole show's been fucked from the get-go, and it's my fault.
You should put this in Patreon.
We're not that big yet.
We'd be banned from Patreon, just like.
Hold on, are you kidding me? There's not a social media app that you could put this on that it would not get banned from, because there are too many perspectives being talked about here that would be viewed by extremists, no matter what platform it's on.
We're already.
Hey, doesn't Nick Fuentes have one? His own platform. I call dibs on putting this episode there.
Well, no, yes and no. I mean, he's running off Cozy TV.
We're gonna put it there.
Cozy TV talking about butt plugs.
This is the only episode that will be on Cozy TV. No other episode.
Happen.
The butt plug episode. That's the title of this episode. You got it, y'all. The butt plug episode.
I'm gonna have to change the title.
Abortion to butt plugs. That's what we do.
Have you guys broached the whole subject of the women who are so against this being overturned that they've decided to vow to not have sex with men?
Oh yeah, anymore? We're not gonna have sex with men. You know what? Congratulations, you figured it the fuck out. You won't get pregnant if you don't have.
To the women saying that, your terms are acceptable.
You don't need abortion.
Hold up. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, ladies, that is not a viable option because men can outlast you with that. We do it all the damn time.
I know they like to tell you, they like to convince you that we're all just sex-crazed fucking gash monsters that are just
fucking
heat-seeking missiles to the vulva.
To be fair, I'm more of a pincushion heat-seeking.
Hey man, listen.
Come on,
go on TikTok and look for Boogaloo. Look up the name. You're gonna love the guy. He's rocking Little Dick Summer. Garcia, you will be fucking embraced there. I don't qualify for Little Dick Summer, but I'll
even the Asians aren't beating me in sight.
Like Boogaloo, I hope you see this, bro, because I'm bumping you right here because I got your people, man. Little Dick Summer.
That was so many levels.
I gotta put that on.
Oh my god!
Look, if the Asians are able to beat me in size, there's something wrong there.
I'm trying to keep this on topic. Look, Daz is just like, what the fuck did I walk into? He's been scratching his neck for the past 15 minutes.
Like, my mind is waiting to say "Little Dick Summer." Like that's the best hashtag I ever heard.
Yeah, but that's totally something your dad wants to walk in on.
That's what I'm saying, bro. If you want some no fucks given comedy, check him out, Boogaloo. He's awesome. He hates the Fed boys too, so you'll love him.
All right, rein it the fuck back in once again.
You keep trying.
You never answer the question.
You're not my real dad. You can't tell me what to do.
I'm not
At
trying
best,
to
you're
tell
my-
you. I'm trying to get your opinion, motherfucker.
Look,
At best,
come
you're my
on.
co-host.
I'm giving it to you. Hard. But you keep saying no butt play.
That's bodily autonomy. I don't want anything in my butt.
Well,
I'm
then
fired.
put me in a tease. Either commit, either shit, or get off the pot. Commit or
I'd rather shit. Okay? Nothing goes up. It comes out.
all you're trying to do is keep an asshole in suspense, and that's the whole point of the butt plug. So don't deny it.
I'm gonna get him a butt plug with a furry tail that's rainbow color.
Daz is having an existential crisis over here. He's like, hold up. I'm
no
in here
wonder
to
they
talk
call
about
us
abortion. Y'all are
oracles
talking
and
about like
degenerates.
butt play and shit.
Furry butt plugs.
It's like I don't know what to say. Just making jokes about butt.
Like, listen, people.
Blame
just
the
need-
Mexicans.
We need to pharmaceutically create a sense of fucking humor, and then just spread it across. Because I think we'd all get along great if we would all just fucking cut the crap. Like,
So
Wait,
what
yeah.
you trying to say is you want a pharmaceutical to make a pill to turn you to be the Joker. Just make
No.
everything.
No. We have way too
listen,
many of them.
Yeah, you can't promote the actual pharmaceutical that I'm suggesting here. I don't want to allude to it or anything, but
Is it Hunter's crack?
yes. Get your Hunter Biden special edition Hunter Biden crack pipe from the government, man. Government issued.
I like the way he said that. It's just, yeah.
Listen, there is a TikTok creator that refers to his Dollar General as the local crackhead respawn point. I will never see Dollar General the same again.
Son of a bitch.
Yes.
Wait,
Maybe you're not allowed to go to Dollar General again.
Fucking relatable.
I don't even go there no more.
Luckily, I've never gone.
All
When
right.
it's the closest store to you, you get intimately aware of it being either a crackhead or meth head respawn point. Like I said, NPCs are real.
I think
People.
that I ever met a crackhead or a meth in Dollar General in New York City. I really try to remember, like,
Dude, all you have to do is just go to your corner. What are you talking about? You don't have to go to Dollar General. Just walk outside.
no. What he was saying, I'm really trying to remember. There is a time that I see a crackhead. It's like, yo, I got these pills, man.
No,
like,
see,
on some American
To
Dad.
be fair, Drunken just has to look into his family vines.
New York,
You're
they're
right.
New York, there's focus on the truck stops, the gas stations, the subways. Like, there's geographical differences, right?
Of course.
In certain things, like New York's definitely they're the truck stops. They're the that's where you're gonna run into those.
That's
Me?
a lot, lizards.
To be honest with you,
No, we're not starting that conversation. I retract that statement. Stop.
Oh,
Continue.
Nope.
Continue it.
There's a story behind that. What story is behind lot lizards here that you're avoiding, Senpai? Sounds
Well,
juicy.
I know
Sounds
has-
moist.
I know two that
He
I
has a
grew up
lizard
with.
for a relative.
Two that I grew up with.
Oh, could start a support group now. There's 2 people. Your mom was a lot lizard.
Talking about me being a lot lizard.
Okay, so I could Amber Heard right now in 2 ways. Either I could punch you square in the face, or I could ask you, what was the question?
Wait, you're not doing option 3, taking a shit in someone's bed?
Now, oh,
oh no.
or snorting coke on the stand.
That's all above.
You guys heard Alpha on a
Damn it.
shelf, but have you heard herd on a turd? Or is
No.
it turd on a herd?
Turd on.
You know what I
Herd's turd.
No.
Abel, you never answered the question. We're getting back to this. Damn it, let's go. When
Butt
are you
plugs.
okay with it? We're not talking about butt plugs. When are you okay with
Why do you
anybody?
keep avoiding the topic of the butt plugs there, Senpai?
Because this is not a butt plug conversation.
We've already
Bye.
established this is the butt plug episode.
Okay. Serious moment for a second. Chat, if you would like to see a butt plug conversation, tune in for tomorrow's episode.
No, tomorrow we already got another one lined up. We're gonna have to make this a whole different day.
All right, return on for. All right.
Burner.
All right, if you guys want a butt plug special, return for Wednesday.
I am off tomorrow and Wednesday, and actually can chime in if you'd like.
Let's go. Heard it here
We
first.
have something lined up for tomorrow. We're not
That's why I
doing
said
this
Wednesday.
Tomorrow.
That's why I said Wednesday.
There's always the after party.
Oh, the after.
He's trying to do this shit all
I am.
legit, and
I am.
everybody.
Here's my
So
question to
much,
him.
Jim.
Here's
You
my
know what?
question.
I want to see chat now.
What?
When are you
God's
going to answer the
Made me
question?
think that you were going to have a serious conversation with at least two of these people that I've seen before.
I had no idea who Garcia was, but you know what? You,
I need to
see,
follow.
Senpai, you sought me out,
I did.
okay?
I
If I
did.
had known the type of individual that I was dealing with in Garcia, I probably would have jumped in here a little sooner, because
To be fair, I did give you the links to the show. All you had to do was just look.
yeah, but I'm like the rest of America, I don't want to do my own fucking research, okay?
That's fair. Would it have been this fun, though?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I tried to avoid this because, you know, I didn't want to have. I said when he first broached it, he was like, "Yeah, we want to have an open discussion about abortion." And I'm like, "You see my content? What the fuck do you think I want to talk about abortion for? I don't give a fuck."
Yeah, well, still, I mean, you were the I don't give a fuck kind of voice that I wanted to hear.
Just stop being hypocritical about everything, and it applies to everything, not just abortion. Yeah, stupid twints. Like
Right. We got this moment. Abel, answer the abortion question. When are you okay with it? Let's wrap this up before this goes any further.
All right, I will answer your question,
Thank you.
but
if
before
you
I
read
do, do tune
We're never
in
gonna do
for
that question.
Wednesday.
What?
Chat, on Wednesday. Tune in on Wednesday for the butt plug special.
Why are you? Oh my god.
All right, to answer your question, finally, after half an hour.
This was real, though. I got to admit it. The commitment to the avoidance of this was. I wanted to see how long it was going to play out, but the commitment to the avoidance of
like a good 30 minutes.
Wait, commitment
Okay,
on my end or Drunken's?
Both.
You know,
yeah.
you
The
know,
procrastination was real.
I can go longer. I might be smaller than an Asian dude, but I can go long. I have a stamina of a black guy.
dude.
Me got the interns.
You know the sad part here, and I don't know why this is a thing, but in Discord, like I'm white as shit. I'm almost fucking pale. But on the stream, I'm just like Indian fucking red at this point. And I don't know why. It looks bad on my part.
I don't know. I thought you were kind of ginger.
Okay, hold on.
He looks like a
Ow.
tomato.
Hold on. Hold back a little. I'm fresh out of work, so I look like shit. I apologize. but
Nobody cares.
he's the white one.
I'm
He's the
not-
white one.
He's the white one.
What are you then?
Portuguese and
Ooh.
Well, see, that
Hmm.
that just blows the
I
whole.
look Mexican sometimes. I'm just saying.
Wait, hold on. If mom's Portuguese, then how he's white then? That's what he can't. That's what he's Portuguese too.
no, I'm Portuguese and native.
Wait, do you think that's my mom?
That's on your mom?
No.
Oh damn.
She don't.
That just got real awkward.
To be fair, you don't look a day over 21 to me.
This is 1776.
That's all I can do with this white.
You're good. You're good. I look like shit. I look like shit. You're not.
Hey, listen.
Fault.
That
At all.
if that don't make the highlight reel of this motherfucking episode, I'm just.
I can't.
I'm just saying. After that,
Give me a
I
minute.
expect the follow.
Yeah. That,
To be fair, you don't look a day over 21 for me. It makes me feel better.
Listen, look at him right now. The look on his face right now. He is contemplating some life choices right now.
That's on my plan in his head. Oh, I fucked up.
No.
Yeah. That was my head like, ooh, I fucked up bad time. Ooh, big time. On a big wave. Like
I think this turn's over.
I'm not going to fault you for it. There is an age difference.
I'm gonna be honest. I think this stream is over today.
Yes, Senpai just walked away. He couldn't take it anymore.
it was
And sadly, I don't have access
Golden.
to either side of the controls.
He said he needed a minute. He's got to compose himself.
All right, well, he is gone. I'll take over right now. The answer to my question, which I was trying to make sure he left, only if it endangers the woman's life. God damn it, he's back.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
let's
heard
make
you.
this.
I heard you.
Compose yourself there, sir.
I had to step away for a minute because I was literally on the verge of not being able to breathe. All right.
I'm not offended. We're good.
Okay. So I didn't hear you.
Takes me a lot to be offended, trust me.
Yeah, but this is shit that you know it's unscripted. There ain't no way.
I'm afraid of going any further with this now. Like, we've gone from abortion to butt plugs, and Abel trying to abort me to back to butt plug.
Hey, I never said I wanted to abort you.
Dad saying your wife is your fucking. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
You didn't say you wanted to abort me. You just wanted to be able to abort people as old as I am.
All
Hey,
I
listen.
said is I'm willing to approve abortion up to 430 months and counting.
That would be me. Don't think I didn't do the math.
Hey,
Is it good?
there's that woman that believes it doesn't matter at what stages it's a woman's right. So by extrapolation, we could post-birth abort everyone who is in favor of abortion and solve the problem.
Hold on. It has to be done by a woman, though, because by her account, it's a woman's right, not the mother's right.
Then
a
I
woman's
nominate,
right.
I nominate for that person to be Adam Levine.
Oh.
I was gonna.
We're going here again.
I was gonna say I nominate myself because technically I was a woman as well.
Hey,
I-
raises the
hey.
question.
Hey, Napoleon Dynamite, vote for Pedro.
Oh shit.
Wait, I gotta ask. Sometimes I don't have a filter, and sometimes I say things that might be absolutely inappropriate. I hope no, all the time. I'm gonna be honest. So it's been brought to my attention by the voice inside my head that says that might have been borderline racist. So I want to apologize for that because that was not the intent. That was not the intent.
You're gonna get on your freaking TikTok and be down 10,000.
Yeah, I'm about to get on TikTok and be like permabanned on every account. I'm an absolute.
Oh my god. All right.
Wow.
All right, so Abel
It's
answered
either
the
gonna blow
question.
my shit up or shut me down. To be determined.
You can't shut you down. You're
He's
just
still searching butt plugs down there. Garcia's still searching butt plugs.
I already found one for Drunken.
You see how this happened?
Senpai
I
is
told you
about
not
to
to
get a
give this
subscription
motherfucker
to
ammo.
Butt Plug Weekly.
I
He's
told
like,
you not to
I
give
just
him
gotta
ammo.
find the
Here we
right-
go.
I gotta find the right size. You know what I mean? Just gotta find the right.
He's searching anal trainers right now. He's about to have you turned out.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Bodily autonomy. It's my choice. My body, my choice. Ain't nothing going in my butt.
I found the perfect one for Drunken.
I'll be damned.
Don't
Don't you ever try. Nope. Do not. We are actually live. I can't avoid that shit. Do not.
For legal reasons, I will wait till the after show.
But all right, next question.
If y'all want to see what I will show Drunken, you have to subscribe to our Patreon to see the after show.
And
Patreon
our only
is
fans coming
non-existent.
soon.
It's only $1 a month, and you can see what I'm about to scar Drunken with.
Coming soon, the only fans where Drunken Senpai tests these anal plugs.
No.
Wait.
Next question.
Wearing a maid outfit, a French maid outfit.
I'm trying, but they're still in the butt plug conversation.
Drunken wife gonna have the female dominatrix outfit on.
Leather gimp suit.
Okay, I'll play into it. Restless chaps are going on. Cowboy hat. Give me your cowboy hat, Abel.
With the tailed butt plug.
Olivia the reverse cowgirl with me.
The leather vest. Oh, I mean,
With the reach around.
Let's do this. Let's do this. Can I get one of those GIMP masks? The GIMP masks? Let me put a GIMP mask on. It's just like zippers up right there in the middle. I'm done.
with that ring that holds the mouth open.
I'm so fucking done. All right, next question, damn it.
We've been
The
waiting.
answer was yes.
We've just been filling the silence while we're waiting for your question.
I've been trying to. Y'all have just overridden the
Today,
question
Junior.
with bullshit.
Yeah.
Abel.
But
All right. Should men have a say in abortion?
yes, because men can be women and women can be men, so yes. And plus, don't forget the other 7.8 billion genders.
And the Technicolor rainbow in between. I'm sorry, that's going to get us removed right there. That's God.
As long as you have a Barbie pouch, you can have an opinion.
Barbie pouch.
I don't even know what that is. What is this new term?
Look, you opened up another fucking door.
All I will say.
The Bobby girl. I'm a Bobby girl.
If you want to know what a Barbie pouch
he's
is,
waiting intently for you to explain that shit.
I cannot explain it unless you are on TikTok and
He is.
Is this something like specifically known
Too
to
excited about.
like trans, or is this like I don't know this term? I'm interested.
yes,
Okay,
it is specifically to trans.
All right.
Just
Now I'm gonna have to go searching. Rabbit hole, here I come.
now. My wife's in here. She
Now
just
I'm
said
gonna
he
start
should
dropping this
proposition my
fucking
husband.
term anytime I can.
yes, I did.
Oh my goodness.
I love it. It's awesome.
Did we ever get the next question out, or did we
Yes.
devolve it?
Wow, we're still waiting on Drunken Senpai over here. A little
I
less
asked the
drinking, a little more
question. This
practice.
motherfucker opened up another door of dumb shit.
You're going to come back and pick up my clothes from the basement.
All right, go
It's gonna
ahead.
be your highest rated show ever, and it's the anal plug episode. You're forever going to be.
Look at we wound
saddled
up
with
back
this.
here again. Now we got
Because it's
both of them walked away. All right, so back on track. Now that we can do this, shut the hell up, Abel. Answer this really. Should men have a say in abortion? You said yes. Why? Not men can be women, women can be men. Actually, give me a real answer.
Birthing persons.
We're going here again.
You told me shut the fuck up. I'm shutting the
I
fuck up.
told you and give me a real answer. Okay, you're right. It is a contradiction in terms, but shut the fuck up about everything else and give me a real answer to my question.
It takes two to tango. That baby has half my DNA.
Okay.
I have an opinion on that fucking shit. And if I'm the one who created that, and my dick went into crazy, apparently it's crazy wants to abort it.
Okay. All right, I'll give you that. And I'm going to go ahead and say, yes, they should. For the same reason. That is half my DNA. I should be able to have a say in if you can take my child's life from me. It should never be just the woman's responsibility. If the man says whatever. But if the man has an objection to it, that objection needs to be heard. It needs to be thought. It needs to be talked about until both parties can agree.
Now, do you believe that all across the board, or do you believe that an exception should be made in the case of, I'm not sure what words are allowed here or not. Then again, the way you guys...
Anything.
SA.
Yes.
Those exceptions do need to be made. Yes, anything with that regards SA.
If it's force for violation, then that other person that's the aggressor does not.
Are you talking about grapes?
Yes.
Grapes, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
the aggressor doesn't get a say about shit.
No.
No. The only say they get to say is their final say right before we blow their brains out.
That stays true to all.
Well, that is oh my god!
All the
Adrian Klein
seconds.
just had his channel taken down for trying to tell everybody to bomb the NRA, and you're over here saying, "Dude."
To be fair, I was at the NRA convention and I did not see any bombs.
Of course, because we're not that stupid. Well, I'm
We're
not
not.
gonna finish that statement.
The protesters are.
But
And if you guys want to
no.
see that conversation, come back to my channel within the next week or two at Abel Garcia on
And
YouTube.
the next damn day, he's gonna be like, "Hey, I've lost my shit." So, yeah.
So you're assuming your shit's gonna survive past this episode?
No. How many times have I said it? This is gonna go down. Like in a few days, it's gonna go down. But no.
Well, to be fair, you got a Mexican reverse tranny.
Okay, listen. That
Black
means
guy.
right now, the people that are able to see this are going to know that that's going to happen. So right now, what we have is a marketable opportunity here. Let's pre-record this shit. You can buy it and have it personally sent to you via email or whatever other fax service you want to get it from.
VHS.
Get the full episode, unredacted, with all the juicy butt plug content.
And you
hey,
get
Right now.
You got a point.
and if you pre-order
$19.99.
within the next 2 weeks, you will get to see Drunken Senpai trying out the rainbow furry butt plugs.
I
You
swear
get a
to
3-month subscription to the OnlyFans for the butt plug.
How did this happen? Serious question. How did this turn into my butt plug OnlyFans?
You did this.
I
Did this.
I did not do this. Y'all did this. I'm trying to
Weren't we
stick to
just
the
talking about
subject.
personal responsibility, sir? You
How is that
created this
personal
monster.
responsibility when you want to shove things in my butt?
You created this monster.
I have consent of your wife.
Okay, to be fair, 17, you are right. I did create this shit. I'm sorry. I apologize. I do not apologize, but I apologize.
I let it go 2 or 3 times before I was like, are you sure? This was no implied consent. This was a 2 or 3 times. Are you sure this is what you want? Yes.
But yes, going back to your wife's comment there, yes, SA incest, and I would say the health of the mother, like I explained a little bit earlier. other than the fact that viability outside the womb does happen roughly around 24 weeks. After that, the baby can be taken and can survive then. Before then, I would make those exceptions. I do not believe that it needs to happen just for birth control or just because you feel like you're not responsible enough, because you were responsible enough to make the decision to create that life.
Just because the abdication of responsibility is there doesn't mean that abdicating that responsibility for what you're doing after the fact should be taken.
Right. And I am well aware that there are, as they children out there that the women have actually decided to keep, and they're
going to put anybody's business out there, but one of my coworkers is a byproduct of incest. Grandfather and granddaughter.
Who? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, he's lived with it his whole life. He's kind of created this dark sense of humor about it, and he doesn't hide it. He just owns it. Makes for endless jokes and shit like that, but...
Wait. I only have one question.
What?
Are they from Alabama?
You shut the fuck up. I am tired.
I don't know, but he does.
Your shit.
He does have a striking resemblance to Drunken Senpai. So
I'm done. I'm so fucking done. How did this turn into personal attacks on me?
We're just having open dialogue here. Nobody's being attacked. Don't be a snowflake.
I'm offended. I am totally offended. I'm gonna go cry in my safe space.
You okay, Snowflake?
No. I'm melting.
Oh, okay. Okay,
I mean,
fun.
Well, it is pretty. We can't ask him that. On to you, man. 17.
What?
Should men have a say?
It depends. I mean, here's the reality of it. Like Garcia said, it takes two to tango. If I don't get a say, then don't come looking. If you decide to keep it and you change your mind, don't come looking at me for fucking child support for the next 18 fucking years. If you're removing my say at the point where you can make that determination to terminate or not, then if you change your mind, don't come calling after the fact. If we're gonna solve it at that point, we're gonna solve it right at that point. If that's the route you're taking, then I'm absolved of all responsibility at that point.
Okay. That was actually going to be the next question. And I love the fact that you answered both of them in the same sentence.
Just don't be hypocritical about it. That's all I'm saying. Don't say it should be this way one way and then have a different opinion the other way around.
Right. So since Daz ain't back yet, Abel?
Plead the fifth, officer.
You don't get to plead the fifth. This is your trial fucking moment.
Is this because of the furry butt plugs?
No. Yeah. Yes.
Dude, he's looking up ball lines and everything.
Look, I see him typing away, not paying attention to shit, so he's looking for something. And it scares the hell out of me what he's
looking for the perfect one that just it automatically screams Drunken Senpai.
All I'm gonna say, I just need your address, and your wife said she'll give it to me later, so I can Amazon Prime you an item.
Yes, if that does not end up becoming TikTok content, you're wrong. I want an unboxing video of the subscription to Butt Plug Weekly that he has subscribed you up for.
I just need the address.
Every month there's a fresh new butt plug sent to my house. As long as I'm not paying for it, I'll just go ahead and resell the shit. I know a few people that would be all right with that.
Oh, your wife said she'll cover half of it.
Charge.
Yeah,
your wife said she'll
satisfied.
Your wife said she'll cover half of it.
No, she's not.
She already told me yes.
No, she's not. I'll be damned. But she did say there is no safe space. I'm gonna make fun of him when he comes in here, which is
Hey, listen. She
Fine,
said she was going to
moment.
give you the chance to try and make some money off of your podcasts, and now that that's failed, we're going to do it her way, and that ends up. And that's the OnlyFans butt plug section. Let's go.
You know what? There's probably a market for that shit, but I don't want to be the one to fill that plug. Oh shit!
No, that plug's gonna fill you, bud.
I walked the fuck into that one. All right.
Backwards.
Hey, listen.
No.
You're already used to this game.
You
Oh my
can't
God.
escape this.
You're a natural,
this has become
dude.
way
You're
too damn much.
natural.
This has become way too damn much.
You can't escape this.
I'm the one that created this shit. All right. This is my problem that I've
I
walked
tried
the fuck
to
into.
dude.
Apparently,
I-
ass first now. I don't know how that happened.
I gave you every bit of warning that could
Oh, I knew.
possibly be given.
I knew. And with the interactions with your videos, the interactions that we've had, and, with messages and everything, this is kind of what I wanted. Except I don't understand. I really do not understand how the hell butt plugs came into this, but this has been half the episode.
You thought you were going to get structure here. There's a reason my hashtags are ungovernable and unapologetic.
Fair point.
Fair
Fair point.
Ew.
Ew.
All right, Daz is back. Daz,
What's the question?
We've gone through 2 questions here. All right. Number 1, should men be part, or should men have a say in the abortion aspect?
Yes.
Why?
Because nigga, me the one put the seed in your bitches. I'm sorry. Like, nigga, the fuck don't get into my dick is gonna go off. And, like, on some real shit, and not trying to be mad jokey, but nothing start without me. And I'm how can I say, I'm the one who started and finish it.
I gotta toe that field. You know what I mean?
I got first and
I gotta
last.
sow that seed.
First and last.
Okay.
Well,
Unless
otherwise,
you're one of them really slick ones that if you shoot it on their stomach, they'll try and scoop it up and shove it up in there to get you.
Kobe? I'm sorry.
Stay woke, King.
all you need is the house
What
sauce.
kind of women you with before me? Yeah.
All you need that hot sauce, just a little bit of sauce. I'm sorry, blame Drake, okay? We find a cold how to kill sperm, but to the point.
This is,
These
okay.
I don't even know. He said, bro.
You know the whole sad part in this? The real sad part of this is all the jokes and everything we've made. This is very, very censored for what would really fucking happen if we were off air. I guarantee it. I guarantee it.
There is no too far.
Oh, it's not. When it comes to comedy, no, it's not.
All right. So,
And that's the thing that people really got to understand. This type of sense of humor isn't anything special. This type of humor your neighbor has and shit like that. We just put up this guarded bullshit facade for the world at large and the people we find around us. You'd be surprised how much in common that once you get past that societal garbage where we got to uphold these appearances and keep up with the Joneses. All that shit fades away.
I mean,
Unless
all you have to do.
his wife or mom.
Yeah, unless you decide to call someone's wife their mom on a live podcast.
Look, all I've said, I've called her his cousin, sister, wife, grandma. Okay, that's all I've said.
We're not talking about you. We're talking about Dad calling 17's wife his
Yeah,
mom.
we weren't talking about Senpai and his wife. We weren't talking about Senpai and his wife Garcia. We were talking about me and mine.
It's not my fault. It's not my fault. He's from Alabama, and his family tree looks more like a.
on me.
You know what? I'm starting to feel the racism here with this whole, because we're white,
Right.
we sound alike, and you
Right.
assume that one was talking when it was the other. Like, he's from Alabama, I'm from Michigan.
Look, it ain't my fault. He's from Alabama, and his family tree looks more like
this
family
thing isn't
bush.
going to last 5 minutes on YouTube.
Nope. Nope. The analytics is going to be like, or the little AI is
You
going to be
have
like,
to
this
send
son of a
me.
bitch
I want
needs
to
to shut
know.
up.
Yeah, I want to know how long this thing stays up. So definitely let me know. This is.
Hey, it took the Pfizer data dump 3 days.
Oh, good.
So, and there was
I don't think Pfizer data dump is as damaging to their propaganda fucking bullshit as this fucking live is. Let me just tell you.
No, it is not. This is probably going to be like, it's already been reported. I can probably guarantee that.
Guaranteed. They're already
AI is just like, why am I not
Red
shutting these
flags all
motherfuckers
day.
down? But yeah, okay.
Like,
I ain't done.
somebody shut their internet down.
I'm surprised. Fucking my internet service is just like, son of a bitch. Here we go.
Dude, I can't go live on TikTok and stay in a green fucking zone. It don't matter where in my house I'm at, whether I'm on the network or on my cell. Don't matter.
Oh, that's
The minute
TikTok
I
itself,
start-
dude.
The minute I start trying to actually have a conversation, that shit starts to jump to red to yellow and not wanting to, like, I just start lagging and I'm like, you know what? Or I'll be in somebody else's live and I'll mention something specifically, and it's always the same types of topics that I'll say something to, and all of a sudden I get booted out of the whole live. Like my app just closes.
Dude, mine will actually, like, you know, you get that alert that you got a message or a like or something, you bring it up and it just scrolls forever. I have to restart my phone for it to come up enough for me to go through one comment or one little something, and then that's it. And then I have to restart to do it again. No, they fucking with people on TikTok. That's what that is.
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
oh,
okay.
definitely.
So that's
He's smiling down there. That does not prove to be a good sign for you, Senpai, because he has got a grin down there. That look, there's a slight blush with that grin, so that really does not bode well for you.
when you can see the skin tone in a black man change, there's something going on.
It's called situational awareness. Pay attention. Told me everything I need to know.
Like,
All right, so
like,
a man can't have a sane abortion to you. Should a man be able to abort his responsibilities?
It's been plenty of time, man, for the responsibility when it comes to abortion.
Is it though?
I mean, there's a lot of men.
You're beholden to child support for 18 years, 18, even what, up to 25 if they go to college. And if you don't pay, you go to jail.
A lot of men don't give a shit. A lot of men don't give a shit about that. It's like, I don't care.
Yeah, but think about it. Some of these cases that are the precedents for this shit, that they build the rest of it off of. These cases that created the precedents for now, like such things as child support and all of that shit, they were literally created to continuously be the alternative to abortion. Well, either take the abortion or, hey, as guys, if you don't support that abortion, you know.
Well, we're just going to put you in a 8x10 cell, and you're not going to get out. And every time
we're going to garnish your wages. We're going to prevent you from being able to see your kid. And then if your baby mama wants to give you problems, we'll just be able to prevent you from being able to see your kid, create custody orders, and constantly use the system to victimize you and use the child as leverage against you. It's
so
a common thing used, and the system perpetuates it with the way that
the state don't give a fuck about the men.
They don't. So that's why I say that like the men's like who really don't give a fuck. They don't care. They're like, I don't care. Like, nigga, I don't want to see the bitch. Like, I don't want to see the bitch. I don't want to see the kid. I don't want to see none of that. I don't give a fuck if I have to pay for it or don't pay for it. I will, like, I see certain men and certain men on the internet be talking about their child support and everything. They love that shit. Some know how to just flip the script on the government and they get the money, or they say, you know what, bitch, alimony check. Like if a man know how to use the system and really say I don't give a fuck about it, then more kudos for you. But the men who actually like what your like Drunken Mice said to me earlier before this podcast and everything, we was having this talk and she was saying strong men make time. So
strong men create good times. Good times create weak men. Weak men create hard times. Hard times create strong men, and the cycle continues.
Right.
That's pretty much.
And that, kids, is how you get the cycle of the Avatar.
Incarnation of life.
Until
you want that or furry butt plugs?
Is Jesus.
I'd rather talk about the Avatar thing.
I'm sorry. Did I just commit sacrilege?
Apparently, you just froze, though.
Like right now.
The face that he's making right now is fucking priceless. I'm taking a screenshot. Did he just like cut out altogether?
That is
he'll probably drop.
That is his face when he realized that we've been talking about furry butt plugs for you all 95% of the stream.
I need to.
That is everyone's reaction.
This part right here, I need to just make a little TikTok video where just his face is frozen. Just at that point, did I create sacrilege? But, no. This is for Daz here. Joseph Santos says it is scientifically valid to say that black people should not be changing color. It means something is wrong. Talking about you blushing.
Oh. Oh, like, what do you mean? Like, don't change colors? Hey, we change colors every fucking summer. Like, what the fuck you mean? Like, I'm about to go real racist. I'm like, nigga, you see me on the sunlight? I'll be the caramel maple chocolate. When it comes to nighttime, nigga, you won't see my highlight, all right?
Sorry, Joseph, I walked that into that. Okay, yeah, he did drop. He'll probably be back.
I
walked you into that one,
so
Joseph,
in the sunlight, you're a caramel macchiato. And and at night, you're Batman.
I'm just night. Like, I'm just night. Like, you just see my eyelid, like.
As long as he closes his eyes and keeps his mouth shut, he can't be seen. Yeah. That's not racist to say.
For a white guy, it is. For the Mexican, it ain't.
He agreed with me, so it's not.
Now you're so racist.
It is.
By the rules of the internet, you're still racist. Racist.
Me being white makes me racist. What are you talking about?
Minority inside your system.
Hey, look, genetically, I'm a mutt. All right, and my wife is what, Polish? Yeah, she's Polish descent. So technically, I'm married to a POC, and oh my god, I fucking hate that term. But anyway,
Puck.
That's racist as hell just to even say that. But
so Drunken Senpai is married to a puck.
A puck, not a puck. That's a fucking hockey thing.
I know what I said, and I'm leaving it as that because I cannot speak English because I'm Mexican.
Baby, he is saying that you are the thing that gets hit around in hockey. Be put in a goal. Are you offended?
Oh, how are you offended?
Jimmy, wait! You forgot to add the part where she's getting beaten by big white men.
No, big white men carrying big black sticks.
It's not my fault. That's their morning wood.
All right, God, we need to roll this back. We need to roll this the fuck back.
You know what? We've been at this for about 2.5 hours. I think we should call it quits before we mess anything else up.
Oh, whoa. Hold up. Before we roll that one back, and I hope he jumps back in here before we finish this up. Should there be any exception whatsoever for abortion? First one to answer, go.
Repeat the question one more time.
Should there be any exceptions for abortion at all?
No.
I feel like, well, shit. Exceptions to the rules of abortion? I mean, if you're gonna ban abortion, then at least keep fucking birth control.
I'll let you have
Shit.
your birth control. I just don't want you to be slaughtering every child because you opened your legs to some crappy ass dude who wanted to put his dick of your pussy.
I have to change camera angles, but yes. Okay. So, Daz? Yes or no?
I mean, I don't think you should. The only thing I just feel like they should change. Well, damn, it kind of be more fucked up, but kind of agree with this. I feel like if you're gonna kill the baby, at least give them fucking certain type of money. Fuck.
What do you mean by that? Hold up.
Well, all right. All right. Me and my idea, I want for people who do abortion, they should get money after they finish doing the abortion. So, like, for me, I would say like 25G, but Kanye would say $1 million every time. I'm like, that's just too much.
Yeah, no.
But I would say 25G because, say if they don't have no health care, or you're gonna be, or you say you lost your job or some shit, then I think you should get a 25 grand 25 grand of grant.
So,
Sorry.
in other words, the cost of medical care on that?
Like, yeah, I don't know. I want to ask, I forgot the guy name. He just left, but I want to ask his wife, like, how you feel about it. Like, do you think women should have, women or a couple who do abortion should get a benefit because, a lot of people don't have Medicaid, or say that they have mental illness. I mean, not mental illness. I'm having a mental breakdown during the whole procedure of abortion.
So, I mean, that's gonna open up a door to a lot of shit, though, dude. I mean, you're talking about a door of revolving women who claim this with. How are you gonna prove that, as far as that goes, for them to gain money for killing a child, though?
But then you got to think about it. All right.
And who pays for that?
Well, the government, the hospital. There's.
Here's the issue: the government doesn't make any money.
No.
All the money they have is
they make money from us.
It's taxpayer money. So technically, in the end, we're paying for it.
So we're paying for people to have a revolving door where they get money for aborting a child.
Didn't Australia or India do something like that? But instead of with babies, it was rattlesnakes.
I'm not too sure about that.
I heard that somewhere. You know what? I'm gonna.
Well, it can't be rattlesnakes because rattlesnakes are like predominantly here in the United States.
But he say Australia.
Australia, I think, where is Snake Island? I think it does lie in Australia's jurisdiction, does it not?
Let me double check.
But yeah, I'm gonna say I don't like that idea, Zaz, because I don't need to be paying for somebody else's birth control. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to be giving them money because they feel like they can't handle it, you know? Not to mention that they kill a life. I don't want to give them money because they decide to kill that life. You know what I'm saying?
Well, definitely. But I was gonna say like, I was thinking like how many. Oh, that's what I'm trying to say. How many abortions and you find out that baby or the fetus is not really dead? Because that made me think about a lot. Like, how many babies survive the abortion, and the doctor, even the parent, didn't even know that motherfucker survived. So where's that go?
I'm pretty sure that does happen. I'm not too sure about the success on anything like that. I know it actually happens. There are children that do survive the abortion, but then again, there's also that God, I forget who it was that was talking about that. Where if the baby does survive the abortion, they'll make the baby comfortable enough until the parents make the decision after the baby is born what to do with the baby.
Okay. I thought they'd do something like more crucial than doing that route. But yeah,
no, it's
that's my idea too. Like,
look at this shit. Any way you look at that, you know, it doesn't really matter. Like I said at the very beginning, it's everybody's take is going to be incredibly different every single time. And any way you look at it, you're never going to reach an understanding with this at all. But have you seen the video that came out of I think it was DC with the babies that have been aborted?
From DC?
I think it was DC.
I mean, I've never seen it, but I did watch a YouTube video of, abortion.
I mean,
like
I can try to find that video again for you and send it to you because it does, like, we can talk about this all day, but once you see that, it's just like, oh, holy shit, that is a
right. I was right. Child. So it's I forgot what the topic was. Oh, okay. So paying women for abortion. So okay, so the UK did do something like that, but instead of babies, it was for cobras. So apparently in India, there were so many venomous cobras that the UK started to pay people in India money for bringing them dead cobras. Well, apparently that was so successful. There was cobra breeders, and they started to breed cobras just to kill them. Well, that made the problem worse than it was. So more cobras were being born just to be murdered, and when the UK government figured that out, they stopped the program, and they left them with more cobras than they started off with.
I mean, that kind of, you can argue cobras and humans are completely different, but I feel like what he was saying
it's the effect.
Yeah,
it's the effect.
It would create the same effect.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's called
when you're talking about abortion and everything like that, if it's something that needs to be done for whatever reason other than birth control, I don't feel like the people should pay for that. You know? I don't feel like the parents should have to pay for that. So you do have a point, but I'm not okay with giving them money for that. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I want to give them money, but it's the way how you're gonna get the money. Like, my idea, that's what I was trying to say earlier. Like, if I control America, right, and if I'm really trying to attack this abortion, I will give you money, but at the same time, the kid is you still have privilege to see the kid. You could talk to the kid. You could make time with the kid until the kid hit the age of 12 or 13. Then you'd be like, all right, what are you really gonna do with this fucking kid? Because we give you a lot of time. So you have time to get your financial right. You have time to you've been have a foundation or a bond with your child or your spouse, or you want to say it. And that's it. And that's why I feel like you should get 25 grand. You know, if you say, you know what, I finally accept the kid. So okay, we're gonna give you a grant, 25K, and work for the best for you.
Oh, okay. So you're saying if they keep the job?
In my opinion, that's what I'm saying. Like, don't give them the 25 grand yet, but make them sign up. But this is term conditions that you need to reach it to get this 25 grand. Now, if you say no to the kid, then fuck it. You're not gonna get the 25 grand. That 25 grand, the 25 grand or less than that will go to the spouse, because you're saying you don't want to take to the kid, and the kid is like about to hit preteen. So, and most kids hit preteens like you're an adult when you hit 14, certain state, and if you're 16, you are eventually adult.
Yeah, that is relative per state to state. I mean, here in Alabama, it's actually 19.
Home sweet home Alabama.
But I mean, if you do that though, I feel like that would still create the revolving door of an incredibly high birth rate, but the parents not being able to keep up with that. Because I mean, if you're getting 25 grand for the child each and every time, even if it's when they become an adult or something,
or live child.
Well, he's talking about live now, but
like I said, it would still be what I said earlier with a perverse incentive.
Yeah,
I think that would still cause that same problem.
But I don't think it will. I think the effect will what we was talking about. It will be a higher number, but I think parent will be. I don't know, but I can't even say that because that's just feelings. But in my feelings and the hope of the future, yes, it will cause a number higher. The effect number will go higher, but there will be more responsible parents than how we were before, if it incorporated my ideas and a vision, like 25 grand, because you're actually knowing your spouse. You're not, because my plan was just like make hospital, build another hospital facility for kids or orphan could live in there. Because I'm tired of seeing orphan places that really don't help the kid at all, or they don't find a perfect home find a perfect family home.
No, they're just feeding clothes, and anybody with the money gets a child. But
I might put that 25 grand to the fucking spout and see, can he make it? Because
the other issue with giving money to people is that eventually we're going to run out of money. You can't just give out money to everyone, and there will be people who will abuse that. If they weren't going to have kids and then they choose, oh shit, we get 25 grand per kid? Fuck this, we're having 20 kids. And now the government's giving
then you come to the point where there was a woman, I'll try to find a video again, where she had like 15 kids with the same dude. The dude went to jail, and she's on the news screaming, well, what am I going to do with my 15 kids living out of this hotel room? Somebody's going to have to pay for this. You get the same thing.
Was it a show like 18 kids and 19 kids and counting or something like that?
Well, they were getting money from that show, so
But,
I mean,
but you know what I mean.
and there was a lot of other dealings with them for them to actually be able to financially support that child. But if you can't financially support that child, you're still winding up in the same situation where
Yep.
either the kid dies later in life due to malnutrition or whatever, neglect, or the
Taken
kid
away.
goes to adoption,
Yeah.
which then overruns the adoption agency and becomes a little profit
bigger
gain
issue.
yet again. So,
And by the way, and you adopt your kid, you get money too. So that's why I say, like, I don't know. It's weird.
no, see, I'm all for adoption. I just don't want it to be a money grab kind of situation, you know? I don't think it should be like $25,000, $30,000 to adopt a child. You know, I get they have to make their money back from the clothing and the food and everything that they put in there. I get you. But there should not be out of reach for the individual person. You know what I'm saying? Because it's literally, okay, unless you are somewhat financially stable, who the fuck has 25 grand in the bank to throw away? I mean, I guarantee you don't, do you?
I don't, but let's be real though. America, we spend a lot of stupid shit that ain't really helpful.
Yeah. What?
I'm just saying, I'm trying to find something that can make it a little bit helpful. Like, I get what your point, because that's my fear too. Like, I don't want people to say like, oh, 25 grand if I just do an abortion or adoption. Say no more. Like, but then, that's just gonna talk about attraction and money.
Right. And then
That's
you're just going to overrun the system with kids who, number one, aren't being fed right because the parents are using that money for getting their hair done or getting their nails done or buying stupid shit.
I'm gonna be
like
honest. I need my hair to look good. Is that a crime?
You son of a bitch! You're supposed to be a man again. You shouldn't give a damn about your hair.
Not this generation.
Look at this hair and you tell me I have to look good for the camera. One of us, unlike the other, actually has to go on the streets and record idiots being idiots.
Oh, do you want me to
so
start
I need
that
to look
shit down?
good.
Do you want me to start that up? I'll go out. I'll go out in my area and start recording people's conversations with stupid shit. Right?
To be fair,
I'm going to look the same as I do right now. I don't care what I look like on camera. I don't care what I look like to people.
To be fair, you're white, and probably that's a relative of yours that you're recording.
I swear to God, you keep bringing it back to that point.
I don't believe in God.
I don't.
You not want though.
I do not. That's why I swear to it.
Or is it your atheist God?
I'm not atheist. I'm agnostic. I don't believe in the spaghetti monster. I was going to say biscotti. I don't believe in the spaghetti monster. I don't believe in any god. I have problems with that.
On guard.
But
so as a question, do you believe a god inside of you? Like, are you a god?
No. Look, I have problems with religion as a whole. I have problems with every sect of religion. It all is a problem to me. Do I respect it? Yeah. If you want to believe, you can believe.
But you believe in control.
Do I believe that we spawned from absolutely nothing? Just God said boom, and there we are? No. No, we've got way too much.
Just because you prefer Sydney over Elijah doesn't it makes you a simp, especially if you're copying her viewpoints.
I've had these viewpoints before I even knew she existed. I've probably had these viewpoints before she existed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know her actual age, but I probably had these viewpoints before she existed.
She's old. She's old.
Yeah, she's not older than me.
I can confirm Elijah is old.
He's 2 years younger than me.
and they're about the same age.
Well, okay, maybe not before she existed, but before she was ever self-aware. I mean, I started having questions about religion as a whole about 5, 6 years old. And I grew up in a religious family.
All right.
Wow.
I'm gonna be honest. I think we've been at this at 3 hours. I think
Yeah,
we're
damn
going
sure
a
at
little
it.
too.
But
So should we cut it off because I feel like anymore, and we're gonna keep going back to butt plugs.
we're not getting back to the butt plug situation. That went for
Don't test me.
That went for damn near an hour already. All right.
Don't test me. I'll go back.
We're not doing it. We're not doing it. Not today. But yeah, since 1776 phone probably died. I appreciate the hell out of him for coming on and giving us jokes and laughs and getting us kicked off platforms altogether. I appreciate Daz. I don't know what the hell you're doing over there, but it's weird looking.
Oh no, no.
He's doing a Jeffrey Tubin.
No, don't be tubing it up in here. All right.
Oh,
You probably
no,
don't
no.
even know what the hell that means.
Why not?
You know who Jeffrey
Maybe you're
Tubin is?
jerking off.
Oh, I don't know that person, but I thought you mean Lubin.
No, Jeffrey Tubin was a dude who got on a Zoom call. He worked for CNN, and he got on the Zoom call and thought his camera was off and started jerking off in front of his coworkers.
Oh, I've seen it in Pornhub.
Why? Why are you going searching for this?
I didn't search for it. It just popped up on my Pornhub. Like, I was watching I was talking to webcam sex. Then it's just like, the algorithm just pick up wherever's.
This is going a dangerous direction.
As much as I like having fun with the butt plug, I feel like this is a little too much, even for my liking.
I'm just saying.
I don't need to know your fetishes. You just do you in the comfort of your own home. But
That's not my fetishes. I'm just
Reverse
saying.
tranny. I think we know my fetishes enough.
No, I don't want to know your fetishes enough.
Oh, I'll teach you when I'm in Alabama.
Nope.
Oh boy.
I'm about to shake this the fuck
Better
off
than
my head.
Tennessee.
Nope.
Better than Tennessee.
Look, I used to
That's
live
what I
in
consider.
Tennessee too. Damn it. Y'all be attacking me.
Well, at least you ain't put no 10 butt plug inside you.
I'm gonna put the butt plug in
You've
him.
never been inside me.
If you guys want to see the butt plug
No,
episode,
we're
it
not
will
gonna-
be on OnlyFans.
We're not going to be doing this. We're not going to be doing this.
OnlyFans / Drunken Abel.
Why are you trying to promote something that doesn't exist and something that's not going to happen?
It's gonna happen. If I can get $1 million off of this, your wife
The
will
only
be
way
okay
it's
with
going to
it.
happen is if you get drunk and you start your own OnlyFans where you're doing that. I'm not going to be part of that. I don't even want to know it exists.
I'm gonna roofie you, and you're gonna join me.
Now you're talking. This motherfucker's talking about drugging me.
I'm gonna be your Jeffrey Epstein.
Listen here,
Oh
sir.
God.
I'm,
And you
not,
be the
I'm not young enough for that. I'm way over the limit for that.
All right,
You're gonna be Anthony Baldwin.
all right. I'll be your Bill Cosby.
Oh shit.
You touched on it. Here we go. All right, we got to end this, though. We're working on 3 hours here. We got to end this. I appreciate 1776. I'm pretty sure his phone died and he's out of it for now. I appreciate the hell out of that, dude. That was a great conversation. Definitely want to talk to you again, especially with the gun control topics that I want to bring to the table as well. Dez,
Oh, we can do that tomorrow.
huh?
We can do that tomorrow.
No, we got some more going on.
We have something
tomorrow.
scheduled for tomorrow. But if you want to join us for Wednesday's show on Butt Plugs, you are more than welcome to join us.
Y'all can do your own butt plug episode. You are free, open, and welcome to do it on YouTube if you want to. I will not
I will be
part
showing
of that
them-
conversation.
I will be showing the one. I will be showing you the ones that I will be showing chat what I will be giving you.
and then there will be absolutely nothing on YouTube ever again. Good job. But no, Dad, I appreciate you again, man. You know, I had you on talking about the New York crime rate and everything. Dude, I love talking to you. You got some pretty interesting takes on some things. Abel, you got any final words, bro?
We do appreciate you guys watching today's episode. Again, we are sorry for the graphic content of today's episode, but we will see you tomorrow for a less, hopefully so, graphic episode.
Oh, it'll be
depending on
graphic.
how I feel.
It'll be less graphic. I guarantee that.
Depending on how I feel.
You got any final words, Daz?
My final word: live life, be happy, and happy. Well, it was not yet, but happy gay parade or happy gay. Oh my gosh, I'm so horrible.
Month?
Happy gay parade month. Yes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. What you were gonna say something?
No, I'm about to say June's coming up right in the corner.
Yep, that's actually in a couple of days.
Nope.
Actually, 2. No, yeah, 2 days.
In a few days. But take us out.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate this. I've had a lot of fun, especially with the stupid attacks on me. That was I had a lot of fun, a lot of jokes had, but appreciate y'all. Y'all take it easy. Have a good night, and remember this.
I can't take it seriously.
I can't even. All right, hold up.
You can't take him seriously.
You have a voice. It's time to use it. Ladies and gentlemen, please sit down. Let's have a talk. Take it easy, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you again very soon.